I could not be higher on this Nuggets team than I am. I feel the way that I did leading up to the 2023 season. And that whole year, I was calling it the year before the year, was that confident. And I have that same feeling now. And I think you're going to see somehow Jokic has gotten better as a player since the championship run. It should be impossible. But Jokic is the ultimate elevator for everyone around him. But if you put savvy veteran players around him the way that he had in 2023 and that I believe he has again, and he's not trying to raise puppies while guarding the yard, I have a great feeling like these newcomers and the reintroducing Bruce Brown, it feels like, and even Tim Hardaway, like there's going to be nights where Tim Hardaway is a central reason why the Denver Nuggets won a basketball game.
Last night, I'm sorry, man. You've been high on Tim Hardaway from the jump.
Yes.
Dude, he's taking dribble handoffs. Again, second unit. They're running the same sets between first and second unit, which is great for continuity. He's running a dribble handoff. JV's got it at the three-point line extended. Tim Hardaway, 2 different times, comes behind him.
Yep.
The defender goes under JV. He says, "You're going to leave me open from 30 feet?" Splash.
Yep.
And he nailed it both times.
Yeah, so he's got shot makers. He's got the team got way smarter year over year. With like the IQ of this basketball team, like Tim Hardaway has played major minutes in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Right? And
Cam Johnson as well.
Cam Johnson. I mean, I believe we were talking. Why the heck were we talking about? Last week we did the segment. J.K. Dobbins, I thought, is the best bang for your buck contract right now in Denver sports. But I hedged, a prediction and said, hey, in 5 months we may be talking about Tim Hardaway because he's making absolutely no money.
Yeah.
And this guy is in his early 30s. Bruce Brown, smart player. Cam Johnson, smart player, two-way player. Bruce Brown, two-way player. Yeah. Tim Hardaway Jr., two-way player. So they got better defensively. And then you bake in the Valanciunas stuff. I mean, and we're going to talk about it, but I hope that David Adelman and his inexperience can rise up and meet this group of veterans where they already are. Mm-hmm. And that remains to be seen because we can hope for it and you can draw from experience as an assistant, but when you're the guy, I just hope that he's able to meet this moment because this is a huge moment for this franchise.
When you talk about meeting this moment and you're talking about David Adelman, what are you expecting? What do you want to see from him? Because it seems like last year specifically with Jokic, it's like he ended up being the coach. Jokic was more vocal, saying what he wanted done. You could see it with his actions. You have Jamal Murray back. So what do you want to see from David Adelman when he's out there making these changes or these timeouts?
Well, honestly, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. Like each of these games are going to take on a complexion of their own. The season's going to take on a texture of its own. And there is going to be challenges that you cannot foresee that he is going to have to figure out. And is it and we could just draw from some recent history that Michael Malone had to. Like, are you good with benching a starter if someone else is playing well? Are you good with limiting someone's minutes some nights to 0 when they're not playing well? Are you okay with checking someone's ego and personality in a way that, like in his first introductory press conference, he said what I had been saying for a while, that this team had become unprofessional. I never thought I would have heard that phrase and think that the Nuggets had a cultural problem. The Nuggets ended up having a cultural problem, which is insane because for years I called them the anti-NBA team because they were the opposite of that. So he may have to navigate waters as the true 1A leader that you've never, ever, ever had to think about. And it's one thing to be as an assistant and say, man, you want to know what? I can't believe Jamal Murray just left us in Memphis to fly to New York City. And now he's on TV watching the UFC fight with a drink in his hand, and we have a we have a game the next night.
Not a great look. Not a great look.
It's one thing to say that as an assistant, like, man, we shouldn't be doing that. And another to be like, Jamal, like, thank you for asking me. You're not going. Like these different waters, and I'm not saying that this is specifically going to be an issue with Jamal, but I'm drawing from just this past year and instances that popped up. So, like, to answer your question, I don't know what the circumstances are going to be. We haven't tipped off yet, but there will be circumstances that he's going to have to tackle.
And I was talking to Josh and Cease left, but I was talking to Josh before you popped in here. You were signing a couple autographs like you do best. And I was watching the preseason game yesterday, Zach, and David Adelman had a lineup.
Yep.
And it was JV, it was Jokic, and Aaron Gordon. I didn't know how to feel about that. Like, I like it. It looks fun. It's something that maybe over time, it's a great change up. But you're bringing in JV to give Jokic those non-Jokic minutes so that Jokic can get the rest. Aaron Gordon, you talked about it last year. He needs more rest. Mm-hmm. If he had a little bit more rest last year, maybe he doesn't pop his hamstring in a playoff game. Now, it's sports. Anything can happen. So how do you feel about it as of right now?
It feels experimental. It's something that you try right now.
Yeah.
Right? That last night was probably the last time you're going to see the starters play in the preseason, and you might just want to take a look at it. Just take a look at it. And maybe keep it in your back pocket as a wrinkle for the season. Do I think that we're going to see it every single night? Absolutely not. Do I think that we're going to see it once a week? Probably not. But I think that you experiment with it a little bit and just see what it looks like. But I'm with you. I think that on a night-to-night basis, like, JV is the best backup center that the Denver Nuggets have had in the Jokic era. Don't go messing with it too much and say, okay, I want to see these, wholesale minutes on a night-to-night basis with Jokic. But again, styles make fights, so you may get into a situation like I saw some of the stuff last night where I'm like, ooh, like, that's interesting. Like, look at that little action. Like, how would teams guard that if you were to sort of implement that on a regular basis? But it's very exciting. I can tell you, I haven't done it yet, but I will be betting the Denver Nuggets to win the championship.
Here we go.
Because I will have great regret if I don't punch that before the season starts. And I was listening to Cecil say he thinks they're going to win 60 games. Like, whether they get to 60 wins, I can see it.
Yeah.
But, like, they're going to win anywhere between 54 and 61, 62. I mean, that should be where they live.
So, and that's hitting the over, right? That's
yes.
right now.
Yes, I believe so. I don't know their win total exactly. I think it's like 53 and a half or something like that. But, yeah, I mean, this team's got the goods. And if they're able to stay healthy and you get a rested Jokic going into the playoffs and a renewed culture and a renewed professionalism, sky's the limit.
Arrested Jokic, arrested Aaron Gordon, and a new and improved Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen. And
totally.
I believe it's going to happen, and we're going to discuss it all throughout the day. So I'm excited, Zach.
No, me too. 8 days away. 8 days away. And next Saturday night, I'll be at Ball Arena for the home opener against Phoenix, I believe it is. So cannot wait to start this journey around the sun once again with the Denver Nuggets. On the Broncos front, man, you have got to feel so good for someone who you could fairly argue is literally the most underrated player at his position across the league, and he got some flowers today, and we'll talk about him coming up next.
Did the Broncos defense just send a message to the rest of the NFL?
The defense was special. And this is what I thought we would see from the defense. I thought they had a chance to be special, and they showed it yesterday. They're sitting at 4-2. I'm not going to be too negative here. Broncos got to win, and that defense was special.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's up, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, if you're looking for a new timepiece or just want to upgrade to something nicer, just like I did, Williams Jewelers is here to help. I actually went to Williams Jewelers to find myself a new watch, and thanks to them, I now have a beautiful Tudor watch on my wrist. They treated me just like family the minute I stepped through those doors, and I was able to ask questions without feeling dumb. They truly made me feel comfortable and didn't pressure me at all. And thanks to them doing that, I made a great decision because of it. Starting from one little store in Inglewood, Williams Jewelers has grown into 2 locations and has become one of the largest fine jewelers in the country. So when you step foot into their showroom, you're going to feel just like family, and their service reflects that. So ask yourself this: why wouldn't you want to shop where some of the world's leading designers are sold? And like I said earlier, they're going to treat you just like family, and their service reflects that. They are dedicated and they work hard to make sure you're satisfied with your purchase. And not only will they share the secrets of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, my hometown jeweler, also the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also on Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
If you've been injured in Colorado, you want Wilhite. After an accident, you want Colorado's accident experts on your side, the Wilhite Law Firm. Get your free case review right now. Just call 303-GOOD-LAW today or visit WilhiteWins.com and win big with Wilhite.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
The Fed has finally dropped interest rates, and that's great news for American homeowners. Wages are flat, prices keep climbing, and for many, the only way to make ends meet is to lean on credit cards. If you're a homeowner, I want you to call my friends at American Financing. Right now, interest rates have dropped. Many homeowners are seeing options in the low 5s. Compare that to credit cards charging rates in the 20s or higher. American Financing can help you pay off that expensive debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your budget under control. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are saving customers an average of $800 a month. And if you get started today, you may be able to delay your next mortgage payment. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a hump day, Wednesday, October 15th. What up, Phil?
What's going on, man?
Happy hump day.
Happy hump day. How you doing? You get some good time with your kids today?
I did.
Both of them are at the house?
I did,
Or is it just
yes.
one?
Yes, no, both of them are at the house, and my wife is home for fall break, so we're all home.
All right.
I mean, we're all home, and it is awesome. I just have to say that. It's awesome. Now, I'll enjoy when everyone goes back and I get my time back for me, but like,
hopefully your wife isn't listening just yet.
she might be, but she knows it's true. And, but I just love the change of pace and have my babies home with me. And it's just like, it's little stuff that I'm not even going to share. It's just little stuff that I'm just like, it's so fleeting. It's so fleeting. Yesterday, they're on the couch. Daddy, come get under the covers with us. And I'm about to start working and putting together the show and reading through notes. And you know what? No problem. I'm going to show you this picture right now. And it's just little stuff.
It is little
it's
stuff.
5-10 minutes underneath the covers, giving them a million kisses, tickling them. They're 7-3, and I'm still the center of the universe.
And you know what, Zach? Like, I'm glad you're hitting on this. Like you said, it's just 5 or 10 minutes. And sometimes as parents, and a young parent like me, where everything is going 100 miles an hour and you feel like you got to get something done. But then in the back of your head, you have to understand, or put it in the front of your head now, the most important thing is your family. And the most important thing is spending that time with your kids. Because at some point, they're not going to be 5 years old. They're not going to be 1 year old. And for what? Like you're saying in a minute, or you don't do it because of a little bit of work that you're going to still do later on?
Right.
And I think for me, it's like learning that, like, dude, relax.
Yeah, relax. Slow down.
Exactly. Slow down, young bull.
Yeah.
This is what's more important. This is why you do what you do for them.
Yep. So I am enjoying the hell out of it. It's been a super fun week, and excited to be here with you. I mean, we have so much to get to. I'm hoping we can get to all the content that we have planned for our audience today. Appreciate you guys being here with us. And I'm thinking, man, there are times where I get personally happy for a millionaire that I don't know. Think about that combination, that you feel personally happy for someone who's a multimillionaire, and I don't know him personally, and he doesn't know me personally.
You might be the only one.
That's a rare intersection.
Really is.
That's a rare intersection. But that's genuinely how I felt today when I saw the news that Jonathan Cooper was AFC Defensive Player of the Week. And again, this is a guy who did get drafted, who has signed an extension, who played at Ohio State, who, but at the same time, he's got a story. And he was a good player at Ohio State, not a great player. He did get drafted, but he fell all the way to pick number 239 because of irregular heart rhythm. He did have to have 3 procedures on that heart to get it right. He did earn his way onto the football field. He did earn that extension. And he's making plays for the best defense in the NFL, and I found myself personally happy for that young man today.
Oh, I'm excited for Jonathan Cooper, Jay Coop. And I know him a little bit more. I got to work out with him. I got to talk to him multiple times, get to know him a little bit more. And one thing about him is he's authentic. He cares about the game. He cares about his family. He just wants the best for him and his family. But he's willing to put the work in. And when you're out there, Zach, both you and I were out there every single day during camp. Jonathan Cooper's name was brought up every day. High motor. It wasn't always a sack. It wasn't always a pass breakup, but it's the high motor. There Jay Coop is yet again.
Yep.
And we always talk about you practice how you play. Jay Coop has one speed. We talk about Westbrook, Mr. One Speed. That's Jonathan Cooper for you.
Have fun in Sacramento, Russ.
Hey, Russ got him.
We'll get to it.
He's ready.
He's ready.
He has one speed, and that's Jonathan Cooper we're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's a high motor, relentless, get to the quarterback, cares about his teammates. He's going to make sure that he helps them out. He's going to make sure he helps Nick Bonito out. Off the field, I heard he's a great person in the community with his teammates as well. So, yes, it feels good that he's being rewarded and being acknowledged for what he is doing out there, because it's not just Nick Bonito. It's not just Zach Allen or John Franklin Myers. It's Jonathan Cooper as well. That's why this defense is so elite, because there's not a lot of holes in that pass rush.
No, there's not. And you're telling me, with all the great players that have come through Denver, and there have been some great players that have came through here, and we know that Von Miller, obviously, to lead the list, right? But you're also thinking of Randy Gradishar. You're thinking of Elvis Dumerville or Trevor Price or fill in the blank. And never, ever, ever Justin Simmons, Steve Atwater, Aqib Talib, Chris Harris,
Champ Bailey.
I mean, guys that are either in the Hall of Fame or that will be in the Hall of Fame. There's never, ever, ever been until today back-to-back AFC Defensive Player of the Weeks as teammates until Nick Bonito in Week 5 and Jay Coop in Week 6. That's special.
Oh, it's very special. And now, Zach, because of how dominant this defense is, how dominant this duo is, we got to come up with a nickname. And I know we talked about it.
Yes.
And we went back and forth. But somebody out there, come up with a legit nickname.
How about
one
this?
That's good.
How about, because we've been talking about this for almost a year now. I'll put and we'll field it from the RamosLaw.com text line, but let me put it out there on Twitter.
Okay.
And because it can live better there, because just to bring you behind the curtain, the text line is always going. It's always flowing, as opposed to leaving a comment in Twitter. You can circle back to it very easily. So I'll put the picture of those two out there in the commercial break, and our listeners can have at it, because these two players, they've already earned a nickname. But after today, being the first ever pair of teammates in consecutive weeks to be AFC Defensive Player of the Week, they deserve their tag team nickname.
The tag team.
So,
tag me in. Yeah. I'm ready, Eddie Guerrero. I'm ready.
Yeah. So, let's do that. But great for Coop, man. He had 5 tackles last week, a league high 2 sacks that took back 19 yards in those 2 sacks from the New York Jets that contributed to them having negative 10 passing yards, 3 quarterback hits, 1 tackle for a loss. He posted the league's highest quarterback pressure percentage. 44% of his pass rush attempts led to pressure, according to NFL Next Gen Stats. So, I don't know, man. It doesn't get much better than this for right now, for where we are in mid-October, and the Broncos are on a 3-game winning streak, and they're doing stuff that's never been done.
Oh, enjoy it. Enjoy it. That's something that, as a player, that when you have a win, you ride that high for as long as you can. Now, I know Wednesday comes along like today, and it's back to work you go. Full padded. You're worried about the Giants. But until then, all right, Monday, Tuesday, that Sunday night, enjoy these wins. Enjoy what you're doing out there if you're that defense, if you're Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito, because it's hard to do. And you guys are doing it at a high level, insane level. You talked about it yesterday, Zach. If we just had 15 games, 15 games on the schedule.
Insane.
The Denver Broncos, when it comes to getting sacks, would break the record.
If they keep this pace.
If they keep this pace.
If they keep this current pace.
Yeah, let's if they can keep this pace, which is hard to do.
Which is going to be hard to do. But they have 17 games to do it.
Yep.
You know, it's remarkable what's happening right now with getting after the quarterback. Never in NFL history has there been a quicker pace or a more disturbing pace getting to the quarterback than the Denver Broncos weeks 1 through 6 in the 2025 season. All right. There is increased speculation the Broncos could be buyers at the trade deadline, and names are flying left and right. What makes sense and what doesn't? We'll discuss it coming up next.
Do the Broncos' struggles on offense come down to play calling or execution?
What would you have liked him to call? What in your mind would have been plays that they could execute? Because if they're shutting down your run and they're going to commit all those guys to the box and saying you're not going to run it against us, then at what point do you look at your quarterback and say, dude, you got to play better?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This is Holly Robinson Pete for Eggland's Best. Eggs are a staple in our diet, and there's only one egg with more delicious, farm-fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties, classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things, people,
love.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Winning matters. Postman Law has recovered over $3 billion for clients. Injured? Call 844-POSTMAN. It's free to see if you have a case. Others promise. Postman delivers.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Big deals on windows and siding. Order in October, finance with them, and pay nothing until November 2027. Be warm for the holidays. Call 5280 Exteriors. Low monthly payments. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Are you one of those people who dread going to the dentist? If so, have you tried sedation dentistry? Learn more about sedation dentistry at coloradosedation.com. Sit back, relax, and dream with the most experienced sedation dentist and staff at Clarkson Dental.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I
do. Everyone does, but it's only U.S. Mortgages. Lock in a low rate today, and if rates fall in the future, we will redo your loan and lower your rate without any lender fees, including the appraisal. There's no limit to the number of times you can do this. Always have the lowest rate for life. Get our 475 5-year fixed rate, 5.89 APR. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Hey guys, your boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-944-33, 720-944-33. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Hey, Stokely here, and let me tell you, fall golf is the best golf Colorado has to offer, and it's not too late to get fully dialed in for the last few months of the season. At Embers Golf in Westminster, they're not just selling golf clubs, they're crafting a journey for golf lovers like you. It's a boutique-style shop, family-owned, with 2 hitting bays, all the major brands, and fully upgraded custom shafts. Come in for a full bag fitting. Trust me, there's nothing else like it around. Embers Golf, where your golf journey begins.
Hurry! Mattress Firm's Upgrade Your Sleep sale ends soon. Find your perfect bed and save big on better rest today. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right. There is increased speculation the Broncos could be buyers at the trade deadline, and names are flying left and right. What makes sense, what doesn't? I want to get to that here in just a second, but before I do that, I'm putting this out there right now. What should the nickname of the tag team duo of Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper? They're the first pair of teammates to be back-to-back AFC Defensive Players of the Week in team history. What should be the nickname of this dynamic tag team be? All right, I've just put that out there on Twitter or X. Would love to see you leave a comment. And because when we did this, when did we do this with these guys?
It's like literally maybe before the season started. Like obviously
in the spring, maybe.
Spring, and we were just having fun with it. And we're like, well, what if Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito have another year where both of them go for double-digit sacks? And you say, well, if that's the case, then it's going to be a dominant duo. And then we started to come up with like, we need to come up with a name before they start getting too big. And somebody else out there gives them a name. Like let's be the ones to give them a name. And so that's kind of where it started.
Yes, it did. And so I just put that out there. Would love to see you. I want to see it on the RamosLaw.com text line for sure. But if you want it to have more permanent status, go ahead and drop that comment on Twitter or X. Okay.
Drop the follow too.
Go ahead and smash that follow button. So I'm seeing these conversations happening left and right, and we started talking about this before the Jets game.
Yeah.
Because I said that I believe after the Jets game, after you send them to 0-6, there could be an opportunity to trade for Breece Hall.
Yeah, that was a curveball, Zach. We're talking about it, and all of a sudden you looked a little puzzled, and you were saying, you know what? We should go. We should trade for Breece Hall. Whoa, what are you talking about?
And I want to circle back to that because I think there's so much about it that makes sense, and I do want to circle back to that. But I'm seeing these conversations now popping up left and right, and it's getting to be that time of year where you're mid-October, trade deadline is November 4th. I'm seeing Pro Football Focus put out trade targets for the Denver Broncos, like Ravens tight end Mark Andrews. We talked about that after the season ended. You remember that?
Yes. Ooh.
Browns tight end David Njoku, PFF.
That's a dynamic weapon. You talk about a joker. He's a full-time joker that can stretch the football field, but he also can block. He's going to be in there 100% of the time. You're not taking someone out like that.
I just watched him jump over someone's head. There was a game in London. Which game was that? Was that Minnesota, Cleveland?
It was Cleveland, Minnesota not too long ago.
Yeah, it was week 5, and I'm just laying there in bed watching David Njoku just absolutely look so dynamic. 6 catches for 67 yards and a tug. Literally leapt over someone's head. He's a trade target for Pro Football Focus for the Denver Broncos. They put out Saints linebacker Demario Davis, Raiders wide receiver Jacoby Myers.
He's been wanting out for a long time. Jacoby Myers, he actually went up the stairs to the front office himself, sat down and said, "Hey, can you trade me?" And they told him no. To his face, "No, we will not trade you." He said, "Okay." He walked back down, told the media they wouldn't trade him, and then went on from there, and nothing else came about with that issue.
Because he's on the last year of his contract.
Yeah.
And they are not going to extend him, but they said, I believe, that they said it was just too important of a year. They wanted him around. So he's like sitting there as a, quote-unquote lame duck from a contractual standpoint. Would they trade him to the Broncos? Probably not.
Yeah.
But that was put out there by Pro Football Focus. You talked about taking a look at A.J. Brown and the malcontent that he is in Philly.
Bring in A.J. Brown, Zach.
So it's left and right now. It's, buy or sell season. Who's a buyer? Who's a seller? People anticipating the Broncos will be buyers at the deadline.
Well, you're only a buyer if you feel like you can win it all. You're only a buyer if you feel like, hey, we're a couple pieces or one piece, one splash trade away from being a Super Bowl contender and actually not just being there, but winning it all. And so for the Denver Broncos, Sean has done a lot of talking. The Broncos country, the fan base, we want to see the Broncos win a playoff game. We want to see the Broncos try to get to the Super Bowl. But when you're watching these games, you see an elite defense that's doing their part. But you see an offense and special teams that's kind of lacking as of right now. And you need to add maybe a couple pieces offensively or maybe one piece that can spark, that can give you that jump start, that can get Bo Nix back on track so that we can start to hit those deep balls, that can open up the run game if you want a receiver or a running back like you may want, Zach.
Yeah.
So, this is the time to do it. If we're all in, if Sean believes that they are all in, then be aggressive. Why not? Why not? This is the time to do it. Next year, you'll have more money because you're not paying Russ.
It's true.
So if you have to pay somebody, you can pay them next year.
Right.
But it's about the now.
Do you think they actually will be active in this market?
Oh, I definitely think so. I think for Sean is in the trenches. Sean wants to win. Sean wants his offense to look good because he's an offensive-minded coach. He's a OC.
Yep.
So he's going to want to add to his offense now. Now he subtracted and took a playmaker away in Vele, and that was a bad decision and the wrong decision as of right now. But you can still correct that. Correct what you're wrong. Go out there and maybe add another receiver one to go with Cortland Sutton if you're thinking you need another receiver. And let's go. Let's bowl.
For me, I like the idea of looking at a running back. I think that this is the strength of this football team, the strength of the offense, rather, I think is the run game. And if J.K. Dobbins were to go down like he has in every single year that he has played in the NFL, I think the Broncos are screwed. I really do. I am not seeing enough from R.J. Harvey right now, and I want to circle back to that because I think that's a dedicated conversation. I want to have that conversation with you and pick your brain about what you're seeing from the rookie back. But if J.K. Dobbins goes down, I would feel extremely uncomfortable in just about every game that the Broncos would play in. And when it comes to Breece Hall specifically, you're on an 0-6 team. You're a bad football team. I don't think the right strategy for a bad football team is to pay a running back. Just like I don't know if like the Raiders are a bad football team, I don't know if they should have drafted Ashton Genty, despite how highly I think of Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
I just think it's further down the order of operations in terms of like positional value. So if they're not
quarterback's number one, you got to get your quarterback.
Yeah, quarterback's number one, and we can go through a pass rusher, left tackle, cornerback. But like I think that if that team's 0-6, they're going nowhere fast. They're hitting the reset button on the entire organization with Aaron Glenn. And Hall has no 1,000-yard seasons. He's not going to break the bank. He's got a small injury history, but it was years ago.
Yeah.
And I think that considering the fact that J.K. Dobbins is on a 1-year contract, I think that adding him to this room, if you believe that you can go make a run at a Super Bowl, I think that you trade for Breece Hall. You can pay him. It's not going to break the bank. It's not going to be a James Cook type of contract, Saquon Barkley, that type of contract.
Well, it's going to be more than JK's.
It will be more than JK's for
like
sure.
$2 million, $5 million with incentives. Like it's going to be a heftier one than you're probably expecting those days because one, the cap is going to go up.
Yep.
Broncos are going to have a little bit more money, and Breece Hall, he seems like a confident guy that believes in himself, and he's going to want more than you're going to want to give him because he's like, hey, I'm young.
Sure.
I'm young. I'm athletic. I can do it all. I can catch out of the backfield. I'm that home run hitting running back as well. I'm a bigger back that Sean kind of likes too. And so he may ask for more than what we think. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Denver Broncos can get him for cheaper. But this is, as a running back, you only get so many opportunities.
Right.
And you know that you have to hit on that contract when it comes your way, or you're not going to get that big money. Like JK right now. JK, it's going to be tough for him to get that huge contract because of his injury history.
Yeah, he's not getting a huge contract.
No,
it'll be more than
he's 5 years. He's already been in League 5. This is his 6th year.
Right. And now if he stays healthy, he's going to get paid. He's going to get a 2 or 3 year deal that's maybe just guaranteed for the first year or two or whatever. But Breece Hall, and I'm glad you brought that up, Breece Hall has already put it out there that he is like, he hasn't said, I'm looking to get traded, but he's been asked about it, and he's like, my time is running out to prove what I can do in this league. And if you're saying that, he's not talking about the team that he's currently playing on, so I think he's open to it. Aaron Glenn was just asked about it 90 minutes ago. He says they don't want to trade him, but, I think it makes a lot of sense. I really do.
It does make a lot of sense to us, but does it make a lot of sense to Sean and George in keeping that running back room together like JK? For JK, it's like, dude, I'm barely getting 20 carries. I finally got 20 carries last week or the week before that. I went back to 14 in London, and yet you're getting ready to bring in a young running back that wants to be a starter, that wants 15, 20 carries as well.
Yeah.
How is this going to work? Because when it comes to Sean Payton, it doesn't look like he has great balance in finding a role for everybody. We thought that Evan Ingram was going to get more involved. In London was the first week where Evan Ingram played more snaps than Adam Trotman. And Evan Ingram's getting paid a lot more money than Adam Trautman.
A lot more.
So that's something that you have to think about is like, can Sean do it in today's game, right? We know he could do it with the Saints, with Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, but can he do it now? And then when you have to also think about is, how is that going to affect RJ Harvey's confidence? You drafted him in the second round, not to sit there and be the third-string running back.
Hold that thought, because we need to have a more expansive conversation on what you just touched on coming up next.
Is the Broncos defense on the doorstep of a historic season?
You look at the landscape of the AFC right now, and I would go so far to say, or at least ask the question, if not declare, is the Denver Broncos defense the single best unit of any unit in the AFC?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to my fellow men out there about how you're feeling today. All right? Are you just starving for Friday to be here and you can't believe it's only Wednesday because you have low energy? Maybe you're feeling sluggish. Maybe your sleep patterns are off. All right? You're not making it to the gym like you used to. And when you do drag yourself there, it's exactly that, a drag. And maybe because of this, you're starting to put on more weight. And hopefully you're not feeling sad or depressed. Guys, believe it or not, these could all be symptoms of low testosterone, all right, which is normal. It happens to us men as we age. I encourage you, go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com and take the low T quiz on their website. Simple 10-question quiz, yes or no answers, takes you 2 minutes or less. But from there, you can schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They'll draw your blood. They'll have the results within 30 minutes. A Colorado licensed medical provider will review those results with you, discuss your options, and you'll make a decision together with their medical team. Cost of the appointment is just $99. All right, that includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if you sign up for testosterone treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is completely free. Fellas, we have one life to live. Don't wonder if you're suffering from low testosterone. Go take the low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them. We've got you covered with outdoor power equipment from Cobalt and everything you need to weatherproof your deck with Trex decking. Plus, with lawn care from Scott's and, of course, Pit Boss grills and accessories, you can get a home field advantage all season long. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Fall is a season of change, but at Postman Law, one thing never changes: results. With no out-of-pocket expense to you, we deliver with speed, ease, and results. Call 844-POSTMAN now. This is attorney advertising.
Hey, it's winning season in Colorado, and now your home can score big too. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton is giving 25% off Infinity by Marvin windows. That's a bigger win than competition's small plays. With zero down, no interest financing, and windows built to last decades, not seasons, you'll be set for the long game. Call 303-794-0490 or visit windowsforyourhome.com. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton, your home team for windows that last.
Marketing can feel overwhelming. Where to start? What works? What doesn't? That's where your marketing experts at DenverSports come in. Audio, video, online marketing, and we know how to cut through the noise so your customers finally hear your story. You don't have to waste time guessing or spinning your wheels. We'll guide you with a proven plan that turns your marketing into growth. Let us handle the hard part. You do the easy part. Head over to DenverSports.com and click Advertise with Us and start growing your business today.
Brandon Stokel here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Do you need a new furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump? ROX Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX rocks heating and air.
Looking to sell your used Rolex watch? We buy and sell pre-owned Rolex watches, all styles from old to new. Hi, I'm Scott Matthew with Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry. Bring in your Rolex watch and we will buy it on the spot. Matthews, located in Highlands Ranch, serving Colorado since 1951.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, so I wanted to have this conversation with you today, regardless, and I guess it is one thing is tied to the other, because I do not believe that I would be bringing up trading for Breece Hall and all the sense that it makes, in my humble opinion, if R.J. Harvey was truly looking the part. And it's been a little bit interesting. I'll say interesting to hear. I think it was our guys in the midday. They said something yesterday about like J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey, like those guys are good.
Yeah, like they paired J.K. and R.J. together, saying, hey, that's all good.
Yeah,
like that duo is good. R.J.'s doing his part pretty much. He's doing his part, and we move on from there.
Right, and then that was at the start of the show.
Yeah,
and then at the end of the show, it was our guy Will Peterson who wrote a piece about trading for a wide receiver. And he's like, you got Dobbins, you got Harvey, you're good there. And then he just, in passing it, I was like, I looked at you, I'm like, are these guys watching the Bronco games that we are?
There's a lot of people out there, Zach, that are satisfied with what R.J. Harvey's bringing to the table as of right now. Truly, everybody's like, I love this pairing. Like, it's going to be really good for a long time. But to me, I'm like you. When I'm watching these games, and I'm not trying to push anybody's head down.
No.
RJ is young. He can develop. You said it earlier. Now, for James Cook, it took him some time, but he got going. But with RJ, when I'm watching RJ run the ball, I don't see the explosiveness enough. I don't see the vision enough like we were seeing in camp. I don't see RJ breaking that one tackle when he gets the catch, making 5 or 6 yards out of it, or breaking another tackle and being explosive like we need him to do as a backup running back. That's something that Sean Payton had the luxury of with the Saints, is having 2 really good running backs like Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara that complemented each other well. As of right now, it's a J.K. Dobbins show.
It is.
You take J.K. out of it and put R.J. in, it's a major drop-off when it comes to the stats, when he's running the ball. Now, yeah, he's getting dump downs, but what are you doing with him? Are you just catching a 5-yard ball and getting tackled? Or are you catching that ball and, like I said earlier, breaking the tackle for another 5 yards? I want to see more from R.J. Harvey.
Well, I do too. It's not time to pull the fire alarm or anything like that. But if Dobbins went down the way that he has in every single season he has played in the NFL, and Harvey was the bell cow, I would be deeply disturbed about the strength of the offense, which is running the ball. Because here's the facts. In 4 of the 6 games that Harvey has played, he's ran for 12 yards or less.
Say it again. Can you please repeat that again?
In 4 of the 6 games that Harvey has played, he has ran for 12 yards or less. And his opportunities are actually going down because I think that Sean Payton is actually, to a degree, being receptive to who Dobbins is and who Harvey has not been, at least to date. That's not to say Harvey can't go out there and go for 70 yards the way that he did week 1 against Tennessee when he broke for 50 yards. But if you take out that 50-yard run, the longest carry for R.J. Harvey is 9 yards this year. So
it's insane. And Zach, reps are valuable. But when you're out on that football field during a game, you can't have too many plays where you don't get a yard or you only get 2 yards. You have to make those reps count. And right now, when R.J. Harvey is in the game, he is not making those reps count as a running back running the ball. And so now you look up, and now it's 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10. And now you're having to try to make up for that. You're behind the chains. And that's where the trust has to come in. it seems like Sean does not trust R.J. Harvey. Now, yeah, Sean may go to a microphone and say, hey, I do trust him and he's coming along well. But actions over words. Actions over words. You can say you like me, but show me. In the NFL, showing someone you like them is paying them. Showing somebody you like them is playing them. R.J. Harvey is not being played a lot.
He's not.
Therefore, my guessing is there's not a lot of trust in that building right now with R.J. Harvey. For example, we're playing Philly. R.J.'s in on a third down. A blitz is coming.
Yes, I remember.
R.J. doesn't pick up the blitz.
Right.
Bo Nix gets sacked. Right there, you lose trust in a young player. It happened to me. Monday night. Was it Monday or Thursday night against the Chiefs 2018? I want to say Monday night.
Monday Night Football.
Monday night, Houston. Big defensive end.
Oh, Justin Houston?
Justin Houston.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
For some odd reason, Bill Musgrave, that was a smart idea to put me in there and guard a defensive end one-on-one. And in my head, it said, I'm cutting his ass. This dude is 270 pounds. So I go for the cut. But the guy's knee is so big that he almost gives me a concussion and sacks our quarterback.
I swear to God, I think I might actually remember this.
He sacks Case Keenum.
Yeah.
And all I can remember is looking up and saying, Case, throw it. Throw the ball. He doesn't throw the ball. It was supposed to be a quick three-step drop, get it out of your hands. He holds onto the ball. It gets sacked. I get to the line. I get to the sideline. Running back coach Curtis Markin said, hey, dude, look, you can run all you want. But if we can't trust you on third down, if we can't trust you on third downs, you are not going to play the rest of this game. So you have to start to understand what you need to do when it comes to leverage and technique. And that was a wake-up call to me my rookie year that I can be a really good running back, but all around I have to improve.
What do you say to, and we got about a minute left, what do you say to a lot of the response right now on the RamosLaw.com text line? And I'm seeing, I'll just use this one from Wyoming, from the 307. RJ gets like 5 carries a game. Doesn't he need some more work? Doesn't he need more opportunity? I see 50 different versions of that. He needs more opportunity to.
Yeah. One, in order to get more opportunities, you got to stay on the field long enough. The Denver Broncos are having way too many 3-and-outs. But then when you do have 5 carries, make them count. Make them count. I don't want to hear it because when JK gets in the game, he makes them count. He's finding a way. And yeah, RJ is young. He is going to develop. I think he's going to be good. Mm-hmm. Just not right now. He's still learning.
And if you think you can win the Super Bowl this year and your lead back and your running game is the strength of your team and your lead back has the most real injury history of any running back you'll find, could you be caught in a position where the strength of your offense goes away?
Make the most of your opportunities. That's the NFL for you.
All right. You want to react to that? RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043 is available to you. Maybe we can circle back and get to some more of those responses. In the meantime, what do the analytics say about the Broncos' updated win total? How about the playoff odds? And if the playoffs started today, what would we think of their matchup? That's all next.
Do the Broncos need some accountability on offense?
Who's holding Sean accountable? Like I'm being serious. Today, who's sitting down in Sean Payton's office and going, sit down, man, we need to talk? Because if he thinks everybody's going to be all good because they won the football game, sure, that is the most important part. But the way it looked, somebody needs to be holding Sean Payton accountable. Well,
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one, and now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. And here's the kicker. When you work with both American Financing and their partner American Home Agents, you can receive a credit on closing costs. interest of up to 1% or a max of $10,000 on your home loan. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, it's time to step in, and American Financing is the place to start. Don't let the 20% down myth stop you. You could buy a home with as little as 3% down, and with down payment assistance programs available, getting into a home might be easier than you think. Pick up the phone. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Don't miss Colorado football's 2 remaining home games of the 2025 season. Celebrate homecoming with the Buffaloes as CU faces the Arizona Wildcats on Saturday, November 1st. Then lock in your seats for Senior Day against the reigning Big 12 champs, Arizona State, on November 22nd. Great seats are still available at beautiful Folsom Field. Visit cubus.com/tickets or call 303-492-8282 and be there as Ralphie 7 leads the charge for your Colorado Buffaloes.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
I just saw 2 houses for sale. Same neighborhood, almost identical, but one had an Orchard sign and it sold for way more. So I asked my friends at Orchard, why? The first house used a traditional agent. After weeks of price drops and frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard and got more. Their local Orchard agent didn't just list a home, they marketed it. They knew exactly which upgrades would attract serious buyers and brought in a pro to handle everything. And even more, with Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, the homeowner moved into their new home before their old one even hit the market. They skipped all the hassles and showings. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard, the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to buy your new home, even before your old home sells. Start with Orchard's free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
It's back! Football is back, Broncos country, which means summer is almost over, and that means it's time for game days. Whether you're heading to Empower Field or traveling to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, you got to get there in style and on time. So let my friends at Hermes Worldwide handle the traffic and parking, and you handle the rest, which means have as much fun as possible and make as many memories as you can. So let Hermes Worldwide get you to and from the game safe. All you need to do is call Hermes Worldwide at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Fitness Gallery, selling the world's finest fitness equipment.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver.
You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Woo!
Hanging out with you on a hump day.
Let's go, Zach.
Really fun first hour.
You know what I'm going to start bringing in here for us?
What's that?
Some smelling salts.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Bring them in.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
I love it. I love
From
it.
right there in the middle.
Oh,
I used
love
to
it.
smell them babies before every drive.
Yeah.
Woo! Let's go. And then get my ass handed to me. Give me some more smelling salts,
Just at the
please.
start of every hour. At the start of every hour. Just a little bump. Just a little something.
Break it.
Oh my gosh. I love it, man. You see the hockey players crush well, you guys probably did this too, crush a bunch of them and then put them all in a water bottle.
Yeah, and then you put like tape around it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why the linemen, because a lot of times it's the linemen that do it.
Yeah.
Maybe just to hide it. I don't know. Do you know? Like they would put black tape around it and then pass it around.
Yeah.
And I just wait my turn.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Man, we have a lot to get to here. But on Wednesdays, we have been sort of checking in with what the advanced numbers say about the Denver Broncos season. So it's once a week, just checking in, and we draw from ESPN's Football Power Index, which collects every data point known to man regarding the game of football. Then they simulate the season tens of thousands of times, and you get what you get, and you don't get upset. Okay? That's what my wife tells the kids. You get what you get, and you don't get upset. No. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. That's what it is. That's what it is. And it's fluid. It's fluid.
My son is still going to throw a fit. It's like, he doesn't listen.
Yep.
He's like, I don't care, Dad. I'm still crying.
Well, my 7-year-old cries 12 times a day.
He said 12.
I'm like, literally, we're
It was like 8.
We're going through like elephant and ant problems. Like but anyway, so it's not gospel, guys. All right. It's not in stone, but it's just a litmus test that can be maybe informative, maybe, illuminating, just depends on the week. This week, however, it's a bit of a different week. All right. So the Broncos' updated win total a week ago, the Broncos were projected at 10-7. There is no change, like none. And it feels weird because how could you win a game 1 of 17 and your win total doesn't get legitimately updated? I think it moved by a fraction of a point because I do 10-7, but in actuality, when you look it up, it's like it went from 9.7 to 9.8. That's all it moved. And the playoff odds for the Broncos last week were 68%. The Broncos won, and their probability dropped by 1 percentage point.
What's going on?
Down to 67%. And I'm like, how? How could this be possible?
So you win a game, and yet your record doesn't go up. It stays at 10-7.
Yes. And so let's talk through this here.
Yeah, please do, because I'm confused. We're winning, but yet nothing's changing.
Yep. I get it. Let's talk through it. The Colts won last weekend.
Yeah.
The Chargers won last weekend. The Patriots won last weekend. The Steelers won last weekend.
All right.
The Raiders won last weekend. And the Chiefs won last weekend. So all the AFC teams to the left and right of the Broncos all won with Denver. We saw a huge swing last week because the Chiefs lost, because the Chargers lost, because the Raiders lost. And what they're doing is they're not just ESPN's Football Power Index or FPI. They're not just doing rudimentary math and saying, well, this team won, this team lost, therefore this is your new number. They're grading out the offense as well.
As they should.
So they're putting weight on the Broncos' offense that was on display for the world, and they're acknowledging the win and the math of it, but they're also knocking the Broncos for just how bad their offense was and has been through 6 games.
And the reason why I say as they should is because this is a team sport. Like, if you're going to win a Super Bowl, if you're going to win a playoff game, you have to have a good offense, a good defense, and a damn good special teams. And yet, when you watch that game in London in the morning, and the defense dominates, but yet the Denver Broncos offense continue to stall out and continue to hurt themselves with penalties, and the special team unit was giving up big-time special team kick returns.
So 2 of your 3 phases were terrible.
And you find a way to beat an 0-5 team by the name of the Jets.
Right.
That's why you're not being praised. That's why you're not being propped up a little bit more, where it's like, hey, we think the Denver Broncos can win 11 games now. But you said it earlier, like, hey, this isn't the gospel. Things can change.
Right.
But the Denver Bronco offense and special team unit, they have to improve.
They do.
Because everybody else around them in the AFC, the Chiefs are looking a little bit better. The Raiders are struggling, but they're still going to be a tough team because it's a divisional game. The Chargers found a way to beat the Dolphins there at the end of the game.
That was crazy.
Like AFC is wide open.
It is.
But when you go and you talk about the Chiefs, you talk about someone like the Chargers, offensively, they're doing a good job. They're doing better. Whereas for the Denver Broncos, the offense is kind of stalling out. We have yet to see a full game from the offense with the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, and they're being dinged for it by the analytics because they're taking everything into account, not just the wins and losses, guys. So like, and I'm glad you brought up the Jets. When the analytics look at your offense struggle against the 31st ranked defense in the league that was giving up more than 31 points per game, and you can't get to 14, you're going to get dinged for that. And you should. You honestly should. When it looks like that, now someone could say, well, they're not putting enough credit on the defense. Maybe so. But when 2 of your 3 phases struggle the way that the Broncos did on Sunday, on top of the previous 5 weeks in special teams and offensively, I kind of get it. Now, I was a little bit surprised, and we'll continue to go through some of these numbers here, but because if you're weighing in everything, not just wins and losses, who'd Kansas City beat on Sunday night?
They beat Detroit.
They beat the Detroit Lions, who were 4-1, and from they scored 30 on that defense.
Yeah.
So the analytics, who don't have opinion, they're just weighing data points, guys. This is not like what's his name? Fill in the blank from ESPN. I'm trying to Bill Barnwell, the numbers analytical guy. Like, this is not Bill Barnwell's opinion. This is not Kevin Pelton's opinion or Mike Greenberg or Stephen A. Smith. This is just collecting data points in football, and they're being knocked for it. So their updated win total doesn't move at all. They're still projected at 10-7, no change week over week despite the win.
Before you go on, Zach, how do you feel about that? 10-7. Are you okay? It's early. It's week 7. Guys, relax. We're good.
It's early, but it's
not.
It's not so early. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's enough.
It's enough.
It's
yeah.
enough data to be like, okay, like, who are we as of right now? Defense elite.
Yeah.
Now, of course, like, can they sustain this? It's gonna be hard to, but we know that they're gonna come to play. Offensively, very shaky.
I think 10-7 is very fair. I know that they've won 3 in a row and 4-2 after 6 for the first time in 2016. You could start saying, well, maybe it's 11 wins. Could it be 12 wins? I think 10-7 is pretty fair. I do. Dallas is better than I expected. Houston is going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
You have Vegas and then the Raiders, or excuse me, you have Vegas and then the Chiefs. By the way, this was brought to my attention by a RamosLaw.com texter yesterday. The Chiefs have a bye week before they play the Broncos. Andy Reid is the best coach in NFL history coming out of a bye.
Ooh.
So that's important context.
It is.
Broncos have a bye week after KC. Then you go to Washington. It's going to be tough. You're going to go to Vegas. You'll probably be a small favorite, but they're not just going to roll over. And then it's the Packers. They're good. That's the Jags. They're good. Then it's at KC. They're good. And then it's the Chargers. They're good. So I get why it's 10-7 and not much more.
And I'm with you on it. It's 10-7. Like, at some point, you have to start proving that you belong there, that you belong in the win column of 11 games, 12 games. And how do you do that? Your offense has to be really good. Your offense has to put up points, sustain drives. Your special teams has to make plays. That's what I want to see moving forward. It can't just be relying on the defense to come up big for us. Help them out.
Yeah, it's an unreasonable ask Sunday after Sunday.
I'm fighting here to prove to everybody that doesn't believe that Bo Nix is a franchise quarterback just yet. I'm the one on the side that's like, hey, he is. But come on, Bo and Sean have to help me out.
Sure.
Give me more evidence so that I can throw it in these people's face. Throw it in Zach Pye's face as of right now. Although you believe he's going to get there.
I do. I just want to see it. That's all.
We all do.
Yeah, I just want to see it. So let's talk about the division. According to ESPN's Football Power Index, last week, the Broncos' odds spiked up crazy to win the division because the rest of the division lost, and the Broncos won a game that they weren't supposed to win. It was 35% likelihood this time last week. Despite the Broncos' win against the Jets, it dropped from 35% to 26% likelihood to win the AFC West. So the theme sort of continues. What is the odds of the Broncos playing on divisional weekend? 36%, which I still think is a healthy number personally. What is the odds that the Broncos are playing on championship weekend? They're in the AFC title game. 18%. Chances of playing in the Super Bowl, according to ESPN's Football Power Index, 9%. Chance of winning the Super Bowl, 4%. So, again, it's fluid. It's not written in stone, but the analytics, again, no opinions, just collecting data and simulating the season, they didn't really respect as much of what the Broncos did in London on Sunday. They just didn't.
And this is why, Zach, when we brought this up earlier, this is why I believe that there's going to be a trade being made here soon to add a spark to that offense. This is why I believe that Evan Ingram is going to see the field a lot more, get more involved because, one, you paid him a lot of money. Two, you need a tight end if you're going to be successful in the playoffs or try to get to a Super Bowl. The stats are out there on that. It's a fact. All the good teams have a tight end, have a run game. We have a running back that we have to keep healthy as well. So if you trade for a running back, I'm not going to be mad at it because you have to keep J.K. healthy. But also for Bo and his development, but also to stretch the defense and put up more points, you're going to need more help at the receiver position until Troy Franklin or Marvin Mims can come along. And Marvin Mims has been there for 3 years. He's going on 4 right now.
Right.
So specifically Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin, let's say those two. And so, yeah, Zach, like when you have the analytics saying, hey, we're not moving you guys up too much or we're going to keep you the same, something has to give. You have this elite defense that may end up breaking a record that's been sitting there standing for a very long time.
1984.
But they need somebody else to help them out, and that's your offense. That's the special teams. That's Sean Payton as the head coach, but also as the play caller.
Yeah. If the playoffs started today, the Broncos would be in the playoffs.
Let's go. Let's go.
They would be a 7th seed. How would we feel if the playoffs started today, the Broncos were a 7th seed, and the team is headed to Pittsburgh, PA to play the Steelers?
So they're on the road.
On the road. Hostile environment. The Steel City.
The yellow towels are out.
They're out.
With the terrible towels.
The terrible towels. Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin. What would you think about that matchup here?
What's Aaron Rodgers doing right now?
He's actually playing. He's playing well. Rodgers right now, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, completing 69% of his passes, averaging about 205 yards a game.
So he is playing good. Mike Tomlin knows how to win. They always have winning seasons. But that doesn't matter once you get to the postseason because everybody is winning if you're in the postseason. I feel good about that matchup, actually, Zach. One, obviously, our defense. Aaron Rodgers is not going to run. He is not athletic. He is not that guy he used to be back in the day. The back shoulder passes, running for first downs, he's not doing it. We have a potent defense with so many different players that can get to the quarterback. So many different ways to get to the quarterback with the stunts, the play design. It's fun to watch. You have the reigning defensive player of the year in Pat Surtain that's going to be up against DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
So you're taking away your best receiver because we have the best cornerback.
Which I like that matchup.
I'm going to trust Sean. that he's going to take it to another level when it comes to game planning. I'm going to trust that Bo is going to let it rip, get Cortland Sutton involved. By that time, maybe Troy Franklin comes along. By that time, maybe we trade it for somebody, like a Jalen Waddle, let's just say. So now you have weapons on the outside. JK's healthy. I feel good about that matchup because we can run the ball now. I feel good about that matchup because I do believe Evan Ingram's going to get more involved. He will stretch the football field for us. It's been done for the last 2 games. Evan Ingram ends up with a touchdown to help us beat Philly. Evan Ingram has a couple big-time catches to move the chains. Even though we didn't score a bunch of touchdowns, he helped move the chains a little bit to get to field goal range. So give me the Denver Broncos beating the Steelers as of right now if the playoffs were today.
Yeah, if the playoffs start today, Broncos in Pittsburgh, man, I think despite Pittsburgh having a glossy 4-1 record, I agree with you. I would like that matchup. I'd like the matchup a lot better if the game was played in Denver because Pittsburgh's a hard place to play, and it's freezing cold, and it's a great game day environment, super, super passionate fan base. But, man, I think I like the matchup just like you do. The Broncos are a better running football team by a significant margin, by the way. The leading ball carrier for Pittsburgh, and again, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Pittsburgh because if the playoffs started today, the Broncos would be the 7th seed heading to the Steel City. Jaylen Warren is their leading ball carrier. He gets 46 yards a game. Doesn't have a touchdown yet. Doesn't have a big play yet. Big play defined by 20 yards on the ground. Receiving-wise, PS2 would be a human eraser to DK Metcalf. We know that PS2 thrives against these larger wide receivers like DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
They're just the Steelers don't scare me. And we talked about this previously. Yeah, they're 4-1, but they're plus 12 total points in point differential. So yeah, 4-1 after 5, but you've outscored your opponents by 12 total points. They're no juggernaut. And Aaron Rodgers is not the same mobile quarterback he used to be. In 5 games, he has ran for a first down, 1 in 5 games. So, I think I'd like that matchup. I think I would.
I love that more than Buffalo. And I know that, you talked about Buffalo and them being frauds, but you're talking about having to go back on the road in this scenario and play the Steelers. Like, imagine going to Buffalo again. It's just a hard place to win. The atmosphere, you have Josh Allen. Like, it's just tough. So I'm taking my chances with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, me too. Despite me being down on the Bills right now. All right, you want to react to that? You can hit us up, RamosLaw.com text line. I think I have some good news when it comes to Dre Greenlaw.
Who?
Yeah. Dre Greenlaw back at practice. This is Sean Payton. Practice just wrapped up moments ago, and this is what Sean Payton said immediately after at the podium.
These are the hypotheticals, right? I love them. No, I can't say anything about injury. He practiced today. He's been working out, he's been rehabbing, and today was a good day.
So you see, you hear the frustration in Sean.
Yeah.
Here on a Wednesday. And I think some of it is being defensive because he doesn't want to talk about injuries and he's high on Greenlaw, but some of it has got to be the source of some of that frustration is, man, I'm talking about a guy who I have not seen play in orange yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know you're going to have that question asked. So if you're Sean, it's like, why get upset with that, man? We want to see Dre Greenlaw out there. Dre Greenlaw hasn't been out there this whole entire year. Even before that, during OTAs when he got hurt. He showed up for 2 days of camp and got hurt again. Preseason didn't play at all. Didn't play at the beginning of the regular season. So we just want to know what's going on because the inside linebacker position is a hole that needs to be filled.
Right.
Alex Singleton, it was like, hey, we're glad to have Alex Singleton back, but it's going to be a great duo with Alex Singleton and Dre Greenlaw. That hasn't been the case. It's been Justin Sternad, who's been holding his own, but we need more of that spark, a bigger body, somebody that we know is he's gonna deal with the tackles and he's gonna be aggressive in that part, but maybe even help us guard some of these slot receivers or running backs. Although Dre Greenlaw's specialty is not sitting there guarding people all day, maybe he will give us that spark and just another body, another presence, another vocal leader out there.
Yeah, I want to see it. I'm just curious what it looks like. We speculated on this for 6 months, it feels like. And it's got to be actually getting close to it. I mean, Greenlaw was a part of a free agency wave. And we've just, it's got to be close. It's getting close to 6 months.
Well, think about it. He's still going to be on a snap count. You don't just miss pretty much all offseason camp and in 7 games or 6 games and go out there and just play like your hair's on fire. That's not how it goes. So I'm interested to see how they implement him into the defense, how many snaps he's going to get, what does he look like, where's his conditioning at. There's a lot that needs to be answered before we just get excited and get back on the Dre Greenlaw train.
Yeah. Where are you at with your level of faith that this is actually going to work?
Out of what is it? What do you usually do?
We can do it out of 10, out of 100, whatever.
Let's do 10.
Sure.
10 being
it's a sure thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna go right now a 4. I'm going to go a 4. I'm optimistic about Dre Greenlaw. I mean, it's been 6 weeks. It's been 6 weeks. He's getting the rest. He's been out there running around like Sean said. So I think we finally get to see him play against the Giants. So I'm excited.
So you think he's going to play this weekend?
He's going to play this weekend.
Ooh.
He's going to play this weekend. You don't think so?
Ooh.
It might be like 5 snaps, but he's going to be out there.
Yeah. Man, you may be right. I just don't. I mean, we're totally speculating. I'll say it's another week.
So
I'll say it's just another week. Yeah, and especially if you think his snap count is going to be that low.
And they're winning. The Broncos are still winning. So it's not like you have to rush him back.
Right.
Because you're losing.
Right.
Yeah, you have that luxury.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I think we'll see him next week. I think we'll see him next week against Dallas. It'd be great though. It'd be great to see him out there against the New York Giants. And we're gonna talk about the Giants because they're, at the top of the hour, we're gonna talk about the Giants. There's more than meets the eye with this football team, and they have spunk.
He said some spunk. Those young bucks, huh?
They have. I remember Vic Fangio once upon a time saying about Deshaun Hamilton. He said he needs more oomph. There's no exact definition for that. But when I watch the Giants here in the last 2-3 weeks, under Jackson Dart, that team has oomph. They believe. They have spirit. They have spirit. And
they better be.
I mean, replacing Russell Wilson with Jackson Dart.
Yeah, and if you're looking at those videos, I mean, it's pretty cringeworthy too when you had the head coach, when Jackson Dart scores his first touchdown saying, "That's my effing quarterback."
Yeah.
Like, Russ is right behind you.
Yeah, and he doesn't care.
He doesn't.
Russ came out there this past week for one pass, threw the football like he was skipping a rock across water. And Dayball was like, I don't care if your brain is applesauce, Dart, get back out there.
He goes into the injury tent, which you're not allowed to do, so you get fined for it. Get your ass back out there.
Unbelievable. I haven't seen that. I can't remember seeing that. Have you seen that? When a coach sticks his head in the tent?
They're not allowed, and then he's cussing out the team doctor.
I saw. It was unbelievable.
Like, do your job. Tell him he's okay.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We'll talk about the Giants here in just a few minutes. But one of the most underrated players in the NFL got his flowers today. And in doing so, the Broncos did something they've never, ever, ever done before. That's next.
As he works into his sophomore season, is Bo Nix being graded too harshly?
It's not his fault who's on the schedule. That's why everybody wants to move the goal. Oh, you got to win 1-score games. All right, he did. Well, it was against the Jets. How many qualifiers are you going to give? Give the guy a little bit of credit and stop with the damn qualifiers every time he does something you say he couldn't do. That's what drives me crazy.
Yeah.
You move the goalpost every single week.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I should have had Done Right do it. Don't be that person that says this after ordering your remodeling project. Hi folks, Dan Cicchini, owner of Done Right Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. Simply put, we make people happy by being particular, just like you. 800-362-8370.
At 303 Law 4040, we know getting into an accident stinks, and so does getting worked over by the insurance company or even your slick-talking made-for-TV lawyer. So if we can help, just give us a call. 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Planning out your holiday pictures? Let's move you to the front because it's Soda Weight Loss. You could drop the belly fat and gain your confidence back, just like Ramon.
I used to dread those pictures. I'd position myself behind someone taller or make sure I was holding a plate so nobody focused on my belly. But that was before soda. Soda gave me more than a smaller waistline. It gave me back the confidence to wear what I want. And they make it simple. No injections, no hunger, just a plan that works.
Soda Weight Loss is built for busy people like you.
I lost 82 pounds in just 16 weeks. No hunger, no drugs, just steady, real-life progress with the nutritionist who helps you every step of the way.
That's why Soda has nearly 9,000 Google reviews. And right now, the most popular offer of the season is back. Join today, and your partner joins free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage doors is what we do. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Stokely here from my friends at 5280 Waste Solutions of Denver. Unhappy with your home or business trash and recycling service? Need a temporary dumpster for a project? Call 5280 Waste Solutions at 303-529-2329. Colorado isn't just where they work, it's home. They guarantee swift, on-time pickup for residential and commercial customers. Make the switch and get reliable local service you can count on. Go to 5280waste.com. 5280 Waste Solutions, your hometown brand.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Happy holidays, Colorado.
Dave, come on. Isn't that a little early?
No. Who wants to wait for savings? No one. Lock in our below-market 4.75 5-year fixed 5.81 APR.
Wait, you have a 4.75% rate fixed for 5 years?
Yes, and it comes with our Lowest Rate for Life program. Our trademark Lowest Rate for Life program allows you to lock in savings today, and if the market does improve after you close, even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee. And There's no limit to the number of times you can use this. This is the best program in the industry. Plus, our holiday bonus, no payments until January of 26, and access up to $15,000 cash benefits just in time for the holidays. Call us now at 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126. This segment on 104.3 The Fan's powered by Archwell Health. Primary care for adults age 60 and older.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. 1. All righty. Man, you got to feel good for Jonathan Cooper. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. It was announced today. Coop had 5 tackles, 2 solo, a league-high tying 2 sacks, took 19 yards from the Jets with his 2 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, another tackle for a loss. He posted a league-leading quarterback pressure percentage, 44% pressure rate. So 44% of his pass rush snaps, he was creating pressure. That was number 1 in the NFL this past week, according to Next Gen Stats. And I can't believe this is true because all the great players, you think of the great defensive players that have came through Denver, Colorado, Von Miller, Simon Fletcher, Carl Mecklenburg, Trevor Price, Rulon Jones, Rich Jackson, Tom Jackson. It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on.
It's rich here in Broncos
It is.
country.
The team has never until today had teammates win back-to-back AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Benito a week ago, Cooper today.
Hats off to Jay Coop for what he's doing right now. He's getting better every single year, just like Nick Benito. The one thing about Jonathan Cooper is I got to know him a little bit more is he's a serious dude. Cares about his family, cares about his football team, cares about himself. And all he wants to do is go out there and win. High motor, high character guy that's going to keep people in their place. You have to love it, man. He's truly, people don't appreciate him enough. And that's why I continue to say he's going to be a leader. He's going to be a captain. At some point next year, we're going to be getting the notification that team captains have come out, and Jonathan Cooper is one of them because he keeps everybody in that locker room level-headed. He has fun, but he's serious.
Well, he is. You just said he's a leader. And I'm double-checking this for sure. Yeah, he was the first player ever, I believe, at Ohio State to wear the number 0. And they let him wear it because of his leadership qualities.
There you go.
And so, he slipped to the second round. 238 players had their name called before Jonathan Cooper did. And he had the irregular heart rhythm and had to have procedures, several, I believe 3 different procedures on his heart, I want to say. Most every other team in the NFL said no thank you. There the Broncos were taking a flyer on him in the 7th round. And, the diamond in the rough. Just what a story. Gets the extension. And I'd argue he's playing his best football right now.
Yeah. I have to bring this up, Zach, because it's just here because you were talking about the heart for Jonathan Cooper and the 3 procedures. As you know, and we talked about before, at the end of your career, you get to go and do some tests on your body every 3 years now. They do NFLPA takes care of it. Stokely, my guess is just did his, which he needs to do it. His old ass is getting up there.
Creaky, yeah.
But one of my teammates and the guy that I did the combine prep with, he just got done finishing playing, retired. He went and did his evaluation. Come to find out that he has a tumor in his brain. And it's like, they had an emergency procedure done right there because you're in the Cleveland.
Wow.
I was in the Cleveland clinic.
Yeah.
I don't know where he was at, but let's just say you're in the Cleveland clinic. Like, everything is done right there. So right when they found out that he had that tumor in his brain, they rushed him upstairs and removed it. And he seems like he's doing better now. But it's like, wow, Imagine, and we have the luxury.
Yeah.
Right? We have the luxury to do that. We're doing these tests that are $300,000, $400,000 tests
Right.
to do your whole body.
Right.
And it's just scary because there's somebody probably out there that doesn't know what's going on with their body.
Yeah,
sucks.
I and all my buddies lost a dear friend, because of a brain tumor. Chris Ciancetta, we grew up together, and it was just a few years ago. Actually, the year that I left Denver, we lost him. And but what an incredible resource.
Yes.
Because you just imagine, what if you're not getting that test? I mean, it just.
And to like bring it back to the Broncos, and I don't want to make it a sad story, but
Yeah.
for someone like Jonathan Cooper, like although it knocked him in the draft, he was able to get the right treatments for that, where he didn't even know that was going on with him. Was able to get the procedures done, and now look at him. He's able to flourish and do his job because of what somebody found. And was it a
KEG, I want to say.
KEG,
Yeah. And or excuse me, EKG.
EKG.
And I think it was the week of the draft. I believe it was just days before the actual draft that they found that heart condition in Jonathan Cooper. But wow, perseverance, overcoming the AFC Defensive Player of the Week. And I think Jonathan Cooper, I'm so glad that the NFL community is getting to know his name, because he is kind of like where Benito was a year ago.
Yes.
Where this is his awareness period. And so good for Jonathan Cooper.
1, 2.
All right. Demaryius Thomas will be inducted into the Broncos Ring of Fame this Sunday at halftime. Many of the Super Bowl 50 team is expected to be at the game to honor him. We'll talk with Brandon Marshall on Friday. Can't wait to pick his brain about this. And this should be a special environment at Mile High on Sunday.
It's going to be an electrifying atmosphere for someone like Demaryius Thomas. Of course, you had the football game, but DT and what he means to so many people, so many players, and what he has done for the Denver Broncos. And so it's great that they're honoring him. And I had the luxury to get to know him a little bit before they traded him. The Broncos traded him, or Elway traded him to Houston. And so good dude, man. Good dude. Quiet guy. Great heart. Was always teaching us young bucks what to do, how to be a pro's pro. And for that, I thank him so much. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace for sure. Yeah. He was Stokely's teammate as well.
Yeah.
And he would come over training camp, and
that was when he was at his prime.
Yes. This is 2017, 2018, probably back half of his prime at that point. But very kind to me, and DT's man, and he'll be immortalized.
You have the picture still, right?
I do.
On your social media
I do.
with
I
you
do.
and DT.
Yeah, that's been my Twitter avatar there for years. I'm sure eventually I'll change it, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. So love DT. His name will be hanging from Mile High, and then the new Mile High at Burnham Yard, longer than any of us will be alive.
Oh, yeah.
And cheers to that.
1, 2, 3.
Get ready to see Russell Westbrook lining up against the Denver Nuggets. He signs with the Sacramento Kings today. This will be season number 18 for the Brody, as he calls himself.
We're going to feel his wrath.
I want to take one last victory lap on this thing.
Oh,
because I was swimming upstream against you and the rest of the market.
Oh.
And I stayed steadfast, saying throughout the entire, and I know it's fans and it's fashionable to ride with the guy who's your guy, and he's a Denver Nugget. And I said,
we don't win a couple of those games without Brody.
And what did I say before the season ever started? I said, when you add it all up, at the end of the year, Russell Westbrook will be a net negative, end quote. And he was exactly that.
Oh,
he was exactly that.
It wasn't just him. We had a firing.
Hey, then how come any other team in the NBA could have picked him up? Season's starting here in a week.
Because he's old. 18 years, man.
I mean,
18 years.
It's just no. Not a winning player. The most inefficient player in the NBA. Net negative at season's end.
He told the Kings he's going to help him out. He said, fine, I'll come off this couch.
Yep.
I'll help you win a title.
Yep. Of course, we had an article. We got people speaking on and the record off. I mean, it's just, of course. All right, well, we'll see what old Westbrook has here in year 18 playing in Sacramento. Should be fantastic to watch. Get my popcorn. All right, ESPN came out with the NHL Top 100 Players list yesterday, and we know what it looked like at the top, but I think it revealed something that I want to keep an eye on here moving forward. That's coming up next.
Did the Broncos defense just send a message to the rest of the NFL?
The defense was special. And this is what I thought we would see from the defense. I thought they had a chance to be special, and they showed it yesterday. They're sitting at 4-2. I'm not going to be too negative here. Broncos got to win, and that defense was special.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, get in. What? Who are you? I'm future you. Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Yeah. Mia, our doctor figured it out. She said it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Modelo at Mile High Station on Sunday, October 19th from noon to 2:05 p.m. for the Fan Football pregame show. Get your head in the game with orange and blue face painting and Modelo. Modelo, brewed for full-time fans.
Hey guys, it's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Right now, they've got a great deal on windows, so take advantage before the snow starts falling. Order your windows in October, finance your project with them, and you won't pay anything until November of 2027. Be warm during the holidays. Don't wait to upgrade your home. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the cold weather arrives. Call 5280 Exteriors now and see how low your monthly payment can go. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
If you're considering sedation dentistry and want to learn more about it, Clarkson Dental can help. When it comes to your health, you want to make sure you know all the details. The highly trained professionals at Clarkson Dental have your answers. Learn more at coloradosedation.com.
Wow, Leslie, your fireplace really sucks.
I beg your pardon?
Well, what I mean is your fireplace is literally sucking all the air out of your house and right up the chimney every time you burn it.
Well, what can I do about it?
Well, you could get a high-efficiency gas insert from Cozy Heat. It keeps all the air you already pay the utility company to heat, and it returns up to 80% of the fire's heat back into your house.
I'd use my fireplace every chance I get if I could do that. Maybe my furnace wouldn't need to run so much.
Well, that's the whole point. Hi, this is Keith Lair with Lair Fireplace and Patio, along with my niece Leslie, to tell you how a gas insert from Cozy Heat will give you the incentive to use your fireplace again. Cozy Heat gas fireplaces and inserts are made to crank out the heat with beauty and style.
Lair's is Denver's oldest, most trusted name in fireplaces. Family owned and operated since 1954.
We'll even give you a free in-home quote, including expert installation by our own certified in-house installers.
Find us on the web at lairfireplacepatio.com.
For top quality Cozy Heat fireplaces and inserts, it's Lair Fireplace and Patio, Denver's fireplace experts.
Whether it's kickoff, halftime, or the final drive,
Fuel your football season at Dickey's Barbecue Pits. Order the Two Can Dine for $29.99 deal. Two meat plates stacked with pit smoke flavor. Or go for the new Triple Play Combo. A classic sandwich, savory side, and a big yellow cup for just $12.99. No matter who you're rooting for, great barbecue is always a win. Dickey's Barbecue Pit, legit. Texas barbecue.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Joel Klatt, the nation's leading voice in college football, joins Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth every Wednesday morning. Presented by Groove Toyota.
Here we go.
Tune in at 8:10 for exclusive insight, bold analysis, and maybe just a hint of shenanigans. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, so yesterday morning, ESPN came out with their NHL top 100 players list. Why they did it after the season started and not before, not sure. Seems like it would have made more sense if they did it before the start of the season.
You know the world doesn't make sense. Things just happen.
What do I know? Does ESPN know the NHL season started? Now, that is a good question. That is a good question.
Maybe not.
Oh, man. It's funny, man. Like, and this just happens. This happens in all of sports. When these TV companies get the rights or lose the rights to the games, the coverage increases or decreases. So when the NHL got back on ESPN, it was like, they started talking about NHL. It's like, wait, what?
All of a sudden. Like,
and when they lose the rights, dude, you go to ESPN.com and you click on sports, like you have to scroll down to find like NHL. But that being said, they have hockey people over there that do a good job, and they came out with this list, and we referenced it yesterday. It's Connor McDavid, number 1, Cale Makar, number 2, Nathan McKinnon, number 3.
Right.
Marty Netchis appeared on this list. He was an honorable mention last year. He came in number 63 on this list. Taser came in at 73. And I think it's great that those 4 players got acknowledged. Val Nichushkin was nowhere to be found on this list. Not top 100. Nowhere to be found. They also extended it into 10 honorable mentions. Nichushkin was nowhere to be found, where even someone like Mackenzie Blackwood got a shout-out in the honorable mention. So, like, for all intents and purposes, it's like the top 110 players in the league.
And Val's not one of them. Not even mentioned.
Not even mentioned.
But you know what, Zach? When you think about Val towards the end of the year last season, he went quiet.
He did.
The postseason came and gone, and we didn't talk about Val.
Nope.
When we talked about him and said, hey, he needs to step up, pick things up. He needs to help Nathan McKinnon out because Nate Dogg seemed to be the only guy that was out there trying.
Yep.
And now the start of this season, and I know it's early. Guys, we know it's early. But Val is still quiet. You're on that second line that needs to help your first line out because your first line is doing a hell of a job as of right now. So where's Val? What needs to happen? Man.
Well, right now, he has 0 goals in the first handful of games, 1 assist, which he got against the Sabres on Monday morning. But you go back
10:30 in the morning.
That was a curveball. You go back to the Stars series. He had a good game 6, but outside of that, it was pretty forgettable. And so I know folks will say, Marty Netchis disappeared against the Stars. Well, so did Val. So did Cale, for that matter.
Yeah.
And I just it's it's something to keep an eye on. Val could go have a hat trick tomorrow night, all right? But when you have 1 point in 4 games, 8 shots on goal, it's and then what was the point total last year? 35 points or 34 points in 43 games. It's not what we were accustomed to, and so we need to keep an eye on this.
Well, honestly, Zach, and I know, like I said, it's early. We need to keep an eye on the second line anyway, even for Gabe. Hasn't registered a point yet.
No.
You got Brock Nelson, Val. I think altogether they've combined, and I have to go back and look, but for 2 points. Like, this is our second line you're talking about. We're trying to make a run for the cup. Our second line has to do their part, which they will. We know that. But Val's a part of that second line, and yet he's quiet.
Yeah. And this was a big boy contract. You know, after the Cup, they had to decide, are we bringing back Nazem Kadri or are we signing Nichushkin? And Nichushkin's on an 8-year contract worth about $50 million. And so last year was what it was and the circumstances, so you can kind of like, okay, I can kind of get it. He's dealing with so much stuff and he's being reintegrated and he's sober and all this stuff.
Yeah, actually, quiet was good.
Yeah, right.
We were like, hey, yeah, he's quiet and stuff, but that's actually a good thing. That means that he's staying out of trouble. He's focusing, and he did have a different attitude. It just didn't seem like it on the ice where you didn't feel his presence. It kind of felt like MPJ. That's kind of how I felt in the playoffs, where it's like you're on the ice, but yet we don't feel you.
Yeah. Well, let's keep our eye on that. 1 point in 4 games, not an ideal start after not an ideal season a year ago after not an ideal series against the Stars. Drew Spivak behind the glass. Not being a top 110 player. I mean, it wasn't too long ago. I'm sitting at Brothers Barbecue being told by someone Val's going to be a top 5 player in the NHL. He's not on the top 110 list here. A couple years later, 1 point in 4 games. How concerned are you?
I would put it, if you had to give it a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say probably about a 6.5.
Okay,
maybe a 7. I mean, because you mentioned it, 43 games, 34 points. He was like 243rd in the league. You want to know somebody who scored more points than him last year? Casey Middlestat.
Wow.
Think about how much of a disappointment Casey Middlestat was for the Avalanche last year before the trade. He scored more points than him. Bo Byram, who got traded, had more points than Val Nichushkin. It's just he's been so quiet and non-existent really since, I don't know, maybe March of last year, and I don't know why. You don't really notice Val in games like you used to. So to not see him on this list is not really all that surprising. It kind of leans a little bit more towards concerning. You're like, wait, are Val's best days behind him?
Yeah.
Would you do a shakeup right now? Would you move Val maybe to the and it's crazy
it's
to
early.
say that.
It's early.
It's early, but and the problem is because you're not going to break up the top line.
No,
the top line's been dominant. You can maybe say, all right, if you want to shake it up a little bit, maybe you put Ross Colton or Victor Olofsson on that second line and drop Gabe or Val down. Just kind of see how they go. But it's so early. You're 3-0-1.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really want to change anything while everything's kind of working right now. Even though the second line has not been producing scoring-wise, they've still been pretty solid defensively. So you're not really worried about it. The top line's picked up the slack. The third line's been pretty good, picking up the slack for them. So it's not really concerned yet, but if we start getting 10, 15 games of the season and Val continues to not be seen, then it's like, all right, we got to start asking some questions at that point.
Slow start for Gabe, too.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, slow start for Gabe. You're talking about not really feeling Val. Same logic applies to Gabe so far. So, all right, we'll keep an eye on it, continue to track it, obviously. All right, the New York Giants. They've done something under Jackson Dart that Big Blue hasn't done in 15 years, and the Broncos need to be ready for it. Tell you what it is next.
Do the Broncos' struggles on offense come down to play calling or execution?
What would you have liked him to call? What in your mind would have been plays that they could execute? Because if they're shutting down your run and they're going to commit all those guys to the box and saying you're not going to run it against us, then at what point do you look at your quarterback and say, dude, you got to play better?
Denver Sports 104.3.
The Fan.
It's holiday season again, which is great, but also a time of great stress. Planning and paying for friends, family, bills, gifts, etc. can make what should be the best time of the year into the most stressful. At U.S. Mortgages, we want to help reduce stress and debts. Lock in our below-market 4.75 5-year fixed, 5.81 APO.
Wait, you have a 4.75% fixed rate for 5 years?
Yes, and it comes with our lowest rate for life program. If the market improves after you close, even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee. And there's no limit to the number of times you can use this. Lower your bills and stress, save money, and no payments until January of 26. Plus, access up to $15,000 in cash benefits just in time for the holidays. Call us now at 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Fall means football, and at Postman Law, we know winning matters. Our attorneys have won more than $3 billion for our clients, delivering the results they need when life gets tough. Car crash, workplace injury, serious accident. We know the insurance company's playbook, and we're here to help rewrite it for you with speed, ease, and results. Call 844-POSTMAN or visit postmanlaw.com. Others promise. Postman delivers. This is attorney advertising.
This is Jeff for Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg. I've been a patient of Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic for over 10 years. I noticed that I was really tired. I was lethargic. I didn't sleep really well, and I was overweight. My waist was 4 inches over what it should have been. It was really difficult for me to lose the body shape I didn't like. And of course, my marriage, yes. No man in their 40s wants to have low libido in their marriage. I'm really thankful for this therapy because it just makes me feel the man I want to be, active, at home, everywhere. If you're feeling like I was, call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today and get checked. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Thanks, Greg. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
At Denver 7 News, they're committed to covering your community, always listening, finding solutions, making sure your voice is heard. Watch Denver 7 News weeknights at 6 p.m.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All right, as we roll along halfway through Wednesday's show, what does that mean, Phil?
Closer to the weekend.
You're closer to Friday than Monday.
Closer to the weekend, baby.
Once you get 1 minute past that 4 o'clock hour, you can officially say you're closer to Friday than Monday.
We're not there yet. It's 4 o'clock. We got 40 seconds.
It's 40 seconds past 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're good. I mean, we are officially rolling downhill once you get over the crest of that 4 o'clock hour on a Wednesday.
I just want to see 401, guys. That's it.
You're going to see it. It's coming, I promise, Phil. I promise it's coming.
It'll be coming around the mountain when it comes.
The Giants have done something under Jackson Dart that Big Blue hasn't done in 15 years, and the Broncos need to be ready for it. The Giants, after making the quarterback change from Russell Wilson to Jackson Dart, he's got 3 starts underneath his belt. The Giants have scored a touchdown on their opening possession in 3 straight games for the first time since 2009 when Eli Manning was quarterbacking the G-Men.
Wow. So they come up with the first 15. They have a great game plan. Jackson Dart's executing that game plan, finding ways to stay on the field, sustain drives with his legs, with his arms, and they're scoring touchdowns. That's big. Like you want a great start to a game. They always say start fast, finish strong. Well, how do you start fast? Score a touchdown. If you're the first one out there, the offense is out there first.
Yeah. I mean, 3 straight games scoring on your opening series, touchdown, get like in the end zone. That is, for a rookie in his first 3 starts ever, that's pretty impressive. And I think it's something to keep an eye on in the early stages of Sunday's game here in Denver. Because the Broncos defense, while they have not allowed touchdowns, they have allowed points on the opening series in 5 of 6 games. Again, not touchdowns, but points.
3 points.
So it's something to keep an eye on. The Giants are starting fast. In fact, to even piggyback on 3 straight games scoring on your opening possession for the first time since 2009, they've actually scored a touchdown on each of their first 2 possessions for a second consecutive week. It's the first time since 1978 that the Giants have scored a touchdown on their first 2 possessions in consecutive games, and it's the literal first games that Jackson Dart has ever played in the NFL.
But well, that's for the defense. It's like, hey, your antennas go up. You guys are going to have to play stout. You guys are going to have to bring pressure. We know that. Jackson Dart's a rookie. Let's see what he's made of. But also stay home. All right, Jackson Dart can run a little bit.
He can.
He has a big arm. They're finding ways to move down the field. Scatterboo. Crazy Scatterboo. That man's crazy.
How about Scatterboo?
Scat. You got to wrap him up. He's young. I like to say young and dumb for everybody that's in the NFL when you first start. You don't know anything about the league, so you just go out there and you play 100 miles an hour. It catches up with you. It really does. Your body starts to feel it. But as of right now, they're a dangerous team that has fast starts. They're finding ways to score at the beginning of games.
Man, Scatterboo leads all rookies with 5 rushing touchdowns. Taking off his shirt, chest bumping with Ryan Fitzpatrick,
backflipping in the end zone.
That was crazy. He doesn't look like the body type to backflip.
Yeah, he doesn't look as athletic as he is.
But there he is, running people over, running through people's sternums. I mean, Cam Scatterboo, I'll say he's fun to watch, isn't he?
He is.
We were just having the conversation about Val or Gabe, and like, you're out there, but I'm not really feeling you. I feel Cam Scatterboo. Cam Scatterboo is reaching through the TV and punching me in the throat. I mean, he is so fun to watch.
He reminds me like a wrestler.
Yes.
Like he would be in the WWE.
Yes.
Now, like I said, it's going to catch up with you when that's all you're doing is you're trying to run people over, because these other guys out there, they don't care either. So now you have 2 freight trains going at it. I like Scatterboo. I think that he's going to be a really good backup because of his play style. If you get a running back that's explosive to go with him, ooh, that's going to be a great 1-2 punch, man, as he gets older.
Well, Jackson Dart, 3 starts, 169 yards per game, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. You mentioned his running capability. He has actually ran for 50 yards or more in 3 straight games. Believe it or not, he's the only the 3rd quarterback ever to have his first 3 starts run for 50 yards or more, joining Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. And I'll tell you this, man, Jackson Dart is the current betting favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Meanwhile, Abdul Carter is the current betting favorite to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Both playing for the New York Giants, almost reminiscent of Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud with Houston just a few years ago.
I mean, these young players are playing well right now. They're playing well. They're dangerous, and they're making plays. And like you said earlier, Zach, they're fun to watch. They're out there being explosive, smiling. It's a game to them. And so when I tuned in and turned it on for the Philly game, you had Scatterboo and you had Jackson Dart putting up points, being explosive. It was like, okay, Denver, we're going to have to be careful with this game. You're coming back from a London game, a London trip. Yeah, it's a home game, but you're going against a young team that doesn't know about the NFL. All they know how to do is just go 100 miles an hour, and that can be dangerous sometimes.
Well, Giants, defensively, pretty good. Sean Payton was asked about their defensive front here within the last hour or so. This is what he said.
Well, look, you just go through the group, and there's a lot of first-round picks there that are playing with a ton of confidence. You know, it's usually there's one or two, and in this week there's a number of them across the front that different than anyone we've played to date. You know, the interior linemen, they're rushing the passer well. They're able to rotate guys in it's been really effective.
It has been pretty effective here, especially of late. They're 2-1 in their last three. They feel like they have reset the spirit of the team.
And they're confident. I mean, they beat the Chargers. We all believe the Chargers are going to go and be a playoff team. They beat Philly right now. Philly seems like they're still a playoff team. Now, we'll see how that ends up. But
I mean, we're saying it's the best win in 10 years here, and they just did the same thing right after you did it.
That is true. So you have the Giants that are just on a high right now. They feel like they can beat anybody, especially teams with a winning record because they have already done that twice. They only have 2 wins under their belt, and they're against teams with winning records.
Yeah. Dante, go ahead and say what you just said in my ear.
I was just saying they might have the best 2 wins out of any team in the NFL.
And beating the undefeated Chargers at the time?
Yeah. Everyone, it was Herbert for MVP at that point. It was the Chargers are going to win the AFC West.
Yep.
And then the Eagles were still not what we think they are now, since the loss. And now it's like, now they're spiraling. But at the time, it was the Broncos stole a win in Philly, but Philly's still good.
And I know I was thinking Philly's now going to be pissed. And the response game and the overcorrection against this rookie quarterback and Vic Fangio against a rookie quarterback, they had no answers for Jackson Dart. Oh, Uncle Vic had no answers for Jackson Dart.
Uncle Vic, why?
He really didn't. I mean, so now that being said, what's their loss in between those 2 signature wins?
Yeah, the Saints.
It's giving the Saints their first win. So I don't want to. I want to proceed with caution and respect for the corner that they're turning, and it feels like they're turning. But at the same time, I don't want to misrepresent them as the Monstars. Because
but also, Zach, I mean, they put up 34 points on the Eagles. Now, people can say, well, the Eagles are spiraling and they're not as good. Okay, but we don't know that just yet. But you have a Giants team on a Thursday night, a quick turnaround, put up 34 points on the reigning champs. We have to respect this team. And I've been through games where, you go into a game and like, we should win. Rookie year 2018, we're playing the 49ers. They're 2-8, Zach, maybe even more than that. They may have been 2-12.
I remember this is the backstretch of the year, right?
Yes. This is when their quarterback got hurt.
Who was it at the time? Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. He was done for the year, and this is where George Kittle became George Kittle.
Yep.
But going into that game, we're like, we should win this game. We should get back on track, win this game, and move on. And that wasn't the case. We got beat up on. We got out-physicaled. We got outscored. And we should have won the game. We were more healthier than that team. But it's just the NFL for you, any given Sunday. So that's why you have to go into this game, if you're the Denver Broncos, and act like you're playing Philly. Because if you don't act like that, the Giants have the confidence. The Giants feel like they can beat you. They have already beat 2 big opponents, the Chargers in Philly. They're ready for another one. They want the blood. They're out for it.
Well, they got some dudes, especially up front. Brian Burns. We know, all-pro caliber player, came over from Carolina, Dexter Lawrence. I mean, Kayvon Thibodeau. They have some dudes, especially up front. So, all right, new challenge, man, new week. And hopefully no leftover jet lag or, anything like that hanging around from the London experience. Okay, there's increased speculation the Broncos could be buyers at the trade deadline, and names are flying left and right. What makes sense for Denver and what doesn't? That's next.
Is the Broncos defense on the doorstep of a historic season?
You look at the landscape of the AFC right now, and I would go so far to say, or at least ask the question, if not declare, is the Denver Broncos defense the single best unit of any unit in the AFC?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Stoke here. If you need a hip or knee replacement surgery, check out Colorado Joint Replacement. They're home to some of the top trained surgeons in the state using the latest technology. Their expert surgeons offer the most innovative joint replacement care in the Front Range. To schedule an appointment, visit coloradojoint.org.
Okay, Michael. Any other questions about your Select Health insurance?
How much time do you have?
I have exactly as much time as you need.
Wonderful, because I have exactly 112 more questions.
112.
112.
112 it is. Let's do this.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Snow is coming and Silterhar Motors is ready, stocked up on a boatload of Broncos sports built for adventure in rain, sleet, or snow. Only at Silterhar Motors, buy a 2025 Broncos Sport for only $25,999 or lease for only $299 per month. Silterhar has the top selection with over 1,000 new and used vehicles available to choose from 5 different brands, all at one location. See their complete inventory of new and used vehicles at sthmotors.com. Silterhar Motors. Get everything you want out of a dealership.
Upgrade your hunting arsenal with premium brands at great prices during the Shields Hunting Sale event happening now through October 19th. Scope out savings on your favorite brands in camo, rifles, ammunition, and so much more. Like $200 off the Sitka Fanatic jacket and up to $500 off the Leupold VX5 HD rifle scope. Join the community of hunters who trust Shields experts to outfit their adventures and get more bang for your buck now through October 19th at Shields.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Disappointing offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with Orchard. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale and helping you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then once you're all settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one Orchard customer said. I never could have sold without Orchard. I made way more than I expected, and it couldn't have been easier. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
As days get shorter and roads get busier, fall brings more accidents. If you've been injured, Postman Law is here to help. No fees unless we win. Call 844-POSTMAN. Postman delivers. This is attorney advertising.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
There's increased speculation the Broncos could be buyers at the trade deadline, and names are flying left and right. Names are flying left and right.
You get a trade. You get a trade. You get a trade.
Well, we'll see. I mean, a lot of speculation. And we've speculated ourselves, Phil.
Yeah.
You know,
brought it up one day.
Yeah, it was last week before the Jet game. I said I think the Broncos should try to trade for Breece Hall.
Curveball, man. I was drinking my coffee, almost spit it out. I'm like, yo, what?
I think it makes a lot of sense. We'll get back to that in just a second. But then it was Monday. You're like, man, I think the Broncos should call Philly. Let's get A.J. Brown in here.
Pick up the phone and call now.
Pro Football Focus. They think the Broncos should trade for tight end Mark Andrews. This is something we talked about last winter after Andrews played a role in the Ravens' loss in Buffalo when you had to buy me a Josh Allen jersey.
You know, we talk about all these players every year. Damn, we're good.
Listen to you. Pro Football Focus said Andrews to the Broncos potentially. That's a target.
Yeah.
They also said Cleveland Browns tight end David Njoku.
That would be interesting. That's a true joker. A guy that you can leave in 100% of the time. Athletic as can be. He can stretch the football field. He's going to break tackles, and he's fun to watch. He truly is. I don't know if this happens. You just paid Evan Ingram was it $31 million for 2 years?
Not that much. I think it was 21. Or 19, something like that. I'll pull it up here in a second.
Well, you're paying him. That's still a lot of money.
Paying him $50 million for 2 years.
You know me. I'm dramatic a little bit.
That's right.
I'm like Coach Prime. Now everything's going to make sense now. If I bust for a 50-yard touchdown, I'm putting 20 more yards on it for 70.
It was 2 for 23 is what it was.
Okay,
so,
2
I
for
mean,
23.
quite a bit.
Close to 31.
Close to 31. $8 million off.
Yeah,
But Njoku, you're right. I mean, he's a freak. I just watched him jump over a guy's head, like literally in the London game. I think it was Minnesota. Literally jumped over the guy's head. He was balling out of control. Njoku was. PFF also says DeMario Davis, the linebacker from the Saints, long in the tooth for sure, but they said he should be a target because of the struggles at ILB for the Broncos. They even included divisional rival Raiders wide receiver Jacoby Myers as a potential trade target for the Broncos.
Yeah, and Jacoby Myers, which is interesting, is he literally walked up the stairs to the front office and asked to be traded, straight up, just to be traded. And they told him directly to his face, we're not trading you. And this was before the season started. He walks back downstairs. He tells the media, hey, look, it's not going to happen. I guess I'm here, and I'm a Las Vegas Raider, and now it's looking like they want to move him again.
We'll see if they actually do. I doubt they would trade him to Denver, but that's what PFF said. Any of these names really pop out and do something for you?
Out of these names, the only one is the tight end from the Browns, David Njoku. Just because of what he brings to the table, and I said it earlier, the athletic ability, he truly can stretch the field. He's going to be an it factor, but he also blocks. So you know that he's going to be on the field all the time. Not like Evan Ingram where you have to take him in and out of games because you don't trust him in the block scheme. Other than that, I mean, you can go with Mark Andrews if you need a tight end, but the guys that we need, the position that we need to fill, in my eyes, we talked about yesterday, was the receiver position. You said running back, I said receiver, and I want a splash. I want one of a bigger splash, a Jalen Waddle, a Chris Olave, somebody like that I know is a receiver one that can complement Cortland Sutton and bring more explosiveness to the offense. That's what we're lacking right now. When you watch these games, defense is playing elite football. Mm-hmm. But offensively and special teams-wise, you're not doing your job. You're not good enough. So what do? You make a splash. If you truly believe that this team can win a Super Bowl and you're all in, then go ahead and be aggressive in the trade market and go and get one of these guys that can help you right away, plug and play.
So if you could reduce it to one name.
Out of this list?
No, out of any list. Is it A.J. Brown? Is it Jalen Waddle? Is it anyone from the list? Who would it be if you were playing a little fantasy football and you could wave a wand and add someone to this roster?
If we're going with receiver for me.
It's got to live within reality, obviously.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Jalen Waddle. I think Will hit it on the head with that one with his article. And Jalen Waddle's a guy that has 3,000-yard seasons. The Miami Dolphins aren't going anywhere. They're 1-5. He's explosive. He's a different receiver than Cortland Sutton. You can run him through the middle as well. He knows every route in the route tree, but he's explosive, like I said, man. And that's what we're missing, a guy that you can rely on. And Jalen Waddle, he's going to be a reliable target every Sunday. And he's going to free up Cortland Sutton. He's going to free up the run game. He's going to free up Evan Ingram. And that's what we need. We need to get this offense back on track, get him in some type of rhythm, sustain drives, and it starts with having another really good receiver that you can target.
Well, I'll very quickly try to make it quick. Recap my trade target for Breece Hall, which I brought up before the Jets game. Breece Hall in the final year of his rookie contract. The Jets are literally winless and going nowhere fast. I don't think from a traditional standpoint, you want to turn around and pay a running back when you are in a full-blown rebuild, all right? And I think that Breece Hall has no 1,000-yard seasons, but he's been very productive when he's on the field. Good football player, not going to break the bank. J.K. Dobbins on a one-year contract. R.J. Harvey, if R.J. Harvey became the full-time starter, the way that history tells us will happen at some point this season, because J.K. Dobbins has never stayed healthy for a whole season, if Harvey became the full-time starter, I'd be pretty nervous if Sean Payton still had Super Bowl expectations. And I want to circle back to Harvey here in a second. But Darren Muji is the GM for the Jets. He came right from Denver. There's a working relationship there. I think that this accomplishes a handful of things. I think you fortify the running back room. If Dobbins stays healthy for the first time ever, man, what an upgrade from a 1-2 punch from what we're seeing right now. If he doesn't stay healthy, Hall's more of a bona fide starter, and you wouldn't have a severe drop-off. Because if Dobbins gets hurt, the strength of the offense, I think, would wither pretty quickly. So for all those reasons, again, wouldn't break the bank. So you would extend Breece Hall, but it wouldn't be some Saquon Barkley or even James Cook for that matter. I think it would be a fair price point for the position. And
I mean, I'm with you. Look, this is the first time this year where Zach Bye loves the running backs. So I'm
not true.
with you.
That's not true.
I am with you. The only issue is, how is that going to affect R.J. Harvey's confidence? That's where you have to think about is the what is it going to do to R.J. Harvey's confidence, who you drafted in the second round?
I want to have a more expansive conversation on R.J. Harvey coming up next.
Do the Broncos need some accountability on offense?
Who's holding Sean accountable? Like I'm being serious. Today, who's sitting down in Sean Payton's office and going, sit down, man, we need to talk? Because if he thinks everybody's going to be all good because they won the football game, sure, that is the most important part. But the way it looked, somebody needs to be holding Sean Payton accountable.
Well, Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here, and I'm here to tell you that my guys at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic are experts in treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men, and a lot of these men have seen amazing differences that these treatments can make in their life. And if you're driving down the street and you're saying, hey, I'm one of these guys, within just a few weeks, you'll feel your energy return, the brain fog will go away, your sleep will improve, as will the workouts. And that sex drive, gentlemen, that sex drive will be significantly enhanced as well. All I need you to do is take the Low T quiz on their website. It's a simple 10-question quiz full of yes or no answers. It takes 2 minutes to do. Then what you're going to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They're going to draw your blood and have the results within 30 minutes. And here's the thing. I don't want to hear any excuses come out of you guys' mouth, because they have 5 locations to serve you. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Most people don't think about their garage door until it stops working. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Over 90,000 5-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage door is what we do, but making your life easier and your home safer is why we do it. Families trust us because we deliver, and we'd be honored to earn your trust too. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
This is Todd Whalen, founder of Advanced Tax Solutions. I'm here with Chris. Tell me what your situation was.
I had purchased a house fairly recently to receiving a letter from the IRS, and it was a little confusing to me regarding some assets that I liquidated.
Those letters are super confusing.
Yeah, just kind of figuring out the math and how did they come up with the number, and even talking to them, I wasn't getting any closer to finding an answer. I kind of had a sense that they were trying to hurry me along, you know.
So you gave us a call. What happened next?
I spoke to you shortly after calling, forwarded you over my paperwork. You had taken a look at all of it, and then we got on a video conference, and you had quickly deciphered the whole thing.
What was the end game on that? What happened?
I was able to get in touch with them regarding a payment arrangement, and at that time, they were way more helpful. You know, you were my go-to because I'd heard you on the radio for so many years, and you never think you're going to need someone until you need them, and as soon as I did, I knew it was the right choice because you were, you know, very quick and giving me an answer to the questions I had.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming down. Advanced Tax Solutions, 303-753-6040.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
The cost of everything is still out of control, and many of us are relying on credit cards to cover essentials. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. You might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. Well, there's good news. They've created a smart equity loan, a solution designed to help you take control of your finances without touching your current mortgage. Unlike a HELOC, which can have varied interest rates, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate. That means one predictable monthly payment, giving you peace of mind. This loan allows you to leverage the equity in your home to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your existing low mortgage rate intact. It only takes 10 minutes to get started with no upfront or hidden fees. Call American Financing today and start saving now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Heads up, pros. Now's your chance to unlock deeper savings. The Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred pricing can help you save thousands on the products your business uses the most. But the current benefit ends November 15th. Don't miss out. Registration for the new program is free and easy. Just bring your tax ID or business or contractor's license to the Pro Desk. Register now to lock in the best wholesale prices before it's too late.
Don't miss Colorado football's 2 remaining home games of the 2025 season. Celebrate homecoming with the Buffaloes as CU faces the Arizona Wildcats on Saturday, November 1st. Then lock in your seats for Senior Day against the reigning Big 12 champs, Arizona State, on November 22nd. Great seats are still available at beautiful Folsom Field. Visit cubus.com/tickets or call 303-492-8282 and be there as Ralphie 7 leads the charge for your Colorado Buffaloes.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, I want to talk about R.J. Harvey here. What I really want to do is talk about Kurt Cignetti some more. And I'm being like,
you want to fire everybody up?
You guys behind the scenes here are just
I can't believe you, man.
out of your minds.
You're out of your mind.
This Friday, got to tell you about this. This Friday, we are heading to Denver for Bud Light Football Friday. It's true. The rumors are true. We're going to be broadcasting live from Chopper Sports Grill from 2 to 6 p.m. Bud Light is going to be giving away a pair of tickets to Broncos Cowboys on October 26th. That is a very desirable ticket. All right, I promise you that. Along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. You have to be 21 years old to enter that contest. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. All right, I want to talk about R.J. Harvey. Harvey, I think that before we continue this conversation, because people will hear what they want to hear, okay? Harvey is a young football player that is playing in the first 6 NFL games of his career.
Yeah.
But it was interesting, in the crosstalk yesterday with Cecil and Dover, it was some sort of like throw-in comment like, Broncos are good with Dobbins and Harvey. That was at the start of the show. Then later in the show, Will Peterson comes in and he wrote the piece, Broncos need to make a move at the trade deadline. He's like, but you're good with Dobbins and Harvey at the running back spot. And I think you and I just see it a little bit differently with Harvey. I have not been blown away. I guess you can just start there. In 4 of the 6 games for young R.J. Harvey, in 4 of the 6 games, he has ran for 12 yards or less. The running back position historically, and Sean Payton agrees with me because he said so in the preseason, it doesn't take a long time to evaluate. Typically, when you have it, these young backs, the Phillip Lindsays of the world, they come in the league and you're able to see it right away. Now, sometimes certain players do develop just a little bit at a slower
everybody
pace.
develops at their own pace. But when you're talking about the running back position, it's a lot about a read and react. You get the ball, you know where it's going. Now set up your blocks. Set your blocks up. When you see a hole, hit it. But that's the issue with RJ Harvey right now. There's not enough explosive plays being made. There's not enough times where I'm seeing RJ be patient enough, see the hole, and hit it.
Right.
It's where it's like he's just running just to run, getting stopped for a gain of 1. When he does get a pass out of the backfield, because he is involved in the pass game, he's picking up maybe 3 or 4 yards, but he's not breaking that tackle.
No.
He's not giving you that extra oomph you talked about earlier where you can just feel it, where it's like, okay, he can be explosive any given time. The only time we've seen RJ Harvey be explosive was week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. We had that 50-yard run. We haven't seen it since.
No, in fact, if you take that 50-yard run away, Harvey doesn't have a carry for 10 yards yet. And again, you want the 50-yard run. It almost feels unfair because you're like, I asked for those explosive plays on the ground.
You need them.
You need them. But it is worth mentioning that was against a putrid Titans team who has already fired their coach. And since then, the longest carry for RJ Harvey is 9 yards. And again, is this an indictment on who he's going to be, a judgment on his future? No, but it's just a bit of a commentary on what it's been. And it goes back to my Breece Hall kind of argument that the Broncos should trade for Breece Hall, because if Dobbins went down and RJ Harvey was the full-time starter, man, I just shudder to think where the Broncos would be at.
Like you can close your eyes and you can't picture RJ Harvey picking up the slack because he hasn't done it yet. Yeah, you could say he's also not getting the reps, but you have to earn reps. Like I said at the beginning of the year, you have to earn trust. How do you earn trust? 1, know what you're doing. 2, when you're out there on a 3rd down, which RJ Harvey was against Philly, pick up the blitz. Don't let Bo Nix get sacked, which RJ Harvey let happen. RJ Harvey did not set up. He did not have the right technique. He gives up a sack for Bo Nix. You're off the field. It's a 3 and out. On 3rd down, you got to have it. So what it looks like to me with RJ Harvey is he is still developing. He is still young. But it seems like Sean's not trusting him enough.
Right.
We're going to put you in good situations. We're going to do some swing routes with you. I'm ready to see him run and do a choice route, do more wheel routes, more angle routes, more than just a swing route or a flat route. Like, I want to see him more involved. But the reason why he's not involved, my guessing, and it's just, I don't know, I've been in the locker rooms before, I've been in the meeting rooms, I know how it goes. He is not being trusted as of right now, and where it's like we have to find ways to stay on this football field and sustain drives because we're not a good offense right now. So we're going to go with J.K. Dobbins. And we don't have time. We don't have enough reps to where we can just play around with them.
Right.
Because if you go out there and we give RJ a carry and it's no gain, now you're in second and 10, you're behind the chains.
Right.
Where you know with J.K., he's going to give you positive yards moving forward. So R.J. Harvey is going to have to find a way to start being a little bit more explosive when he's given those opportunities.
Yeah, and he in the Bengals game on Monday Night Football, the Broncos were in such control when they won 28-3 that Sean Payton did have the luxury of mixing him in more. He got 14 carries that night. Outside of that, his high carry mark is 6 carries, and that was against the Tennessee Titans. So I get 5 carries against the Colts, 2 carries against the Chargers, 4 carries against the Eagles, 2 carries against the Jets. His carries are going down. And I know someone is listening to this, and I see it a little bit right now on the RamosLaw.com text line. Well, how do you expect him to produce when he's not getting the carries? And what would you say as a former running back in that league?
Break one off. Show the coach and staff, show your teammates that you're ready to go. Execute the block when there's a blitz coming your way on 3rd down. Like, be where you need to be all the time. Where now all of a sudden Sean's like, hey, we have to put him in there because we can trust him to make this play. He may only get 5 carries, but out of those 5 carries, make one at least a 10-yard run.
Right.
I knew that going into every game that I may not get 20 carries this game. But I tell you what, you give me 5, in my head, I'm gonna try to bust one and take one to the house for 60. Now, I may not have done that all the time, but that was my goal. And I was gritty. I wanted it. I was chippy. You already know that the afro come out, I'm a different person. RJ needs to be like that. He needs to be more aggressive with his carries. He's not going to get a lot of them right now because J.K. Dobbins is doing a great job with his carries.
He is.
But when you have your starting running back only getting 14, how are you expecting RJ to get 10? Like your starting running back's only getting 14.
Right.
So take advantage of those opportunities and you'll get more. It's not no poor RJ right now. You're getting 5 or 6 carries. Do something with them.
Yeah, and we see the blitz pickup
against Philly, where with the blitz pick, and I said earlier, RJ's sitting right there and he has bad technique. Now, I'm not saying I was the greatest running back when it comes to picking up blitzes. I wasn't, and I went through my pains as well of my rookie year. We're playing against the Chiefs, and Houston is on the other side of me, the defensive end, and they had me going one-on-one with him, which I don't know why.
Yeah, Justin Houston.
I end up cutting him. I hit his big knee. He runs me over, and Case Keenum gets sacked. I come to the sideline, and my running back coach, Curtis Motkins, says, hey, look, man, like you may run for thousands of yards, but if you can't pick up a blitz and we can't rely on you and trust you on third downs, you are not going to be playing for a long time, and you will not play the rest of this game. That was eye-opening to me, where it's like I got to start to get my act together when it comes to the whole package, catching, blocking, everything. So for RJ, it's maybe a wake-up call where it's like, dude, they're not playing with you. If you go out there and you miss a block, or you go out there and miss a read when you have a big-time run waiting for you, but you miss that hole, you're not going to get those opportunities. You're just going to move on.
Yeah, it's too important.
It's
too important. Sean Payton this afternoon asked if he's happy with RJ Harvey to this point.
Yeah, listen, he does a number of things well for us, and I think as this season progresses, we'll get a chance to see more and more of his skill set. But yes.
All right. We'll see. Actions over words. I always say actions over words. You can say it, but the actions, we'll continue to follow it. Young football player.
That's it.
Young football player. We'll continue to follow it, though. Okay. Shifting gears here. By the way, you want to react to that at all? RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. The Nuggets season is 8 days away. What's the single biggest question you have about this reworked team? And ESPN simulated the NBA season. How did it fall for Denver? Also, speaking of simulations, what are the analytics saying about the Broncos' updated win total, playoff odds? If the playoffs started today, what do we think of their matchup? We'll also hear from Sean Payton. You might be asking, how are you going to do all that? That's because we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
As he works into his sophomore season, is Bo Nix being graded too harshly?
It's not his fault who's on the schedule. That's why everybody wants to move the goalpost. Oh, you got to win one-score games. All right, he did. Well, it was against the Jets. How many qualifiers are you going to give? Like, give the guy a little bit of credit and stop with the damn qualifiers every time he does something you say he couldn't do. That's what drives me crazy.
Yeah.
You move the goalpost every single week.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I've made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Most business owners and decision makers work hard but stay frustrated because customers simply don't know they exist. Marketing isn't about being flashy. It's about making sure people understand how you solve their problem. Audio, video, and online campaigns put your message where your customers are already paying attention. And your friends at Denver Sports, they specialize in connecting customers to businesses. The moment you get clear and show up consistently, growth follows. Don't stay the best kept secret in town. Visit DenverSports.com and click on the Advertise with Us button and start growing today.
This is Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. If you've been seriously injured in a truck or car wreck, you want Wilhite. Get your free case review now. We've been voted best personal injury law firm for the last 3 years in a row. Visit WilhiteWins.com and win big with Wilhite.
Phillip Lindsay here with Williams Jewelers. If you're like me, well, diamonds and fine jewelry were never on my radar before I met the love of my life. But gentlemen, there comes a time when it's time for you to step up, when it's time for you to get out that comfort zone and tell her exactly how you feel. And guys, nothing says I love you like diamonds from Williams Jewelers, my hometown jeweler. From one humble little store in Inglewood, they've grown into 2 locations and have become one of the largest fine jewelers in the country. Fellas, come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver of every size, shape, and price range. And the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever seen. They'll share with you all the secrets of the business, then give you the best price in Colorado. Guaranteed. It's time for you to step up, fellas. It's time for you to shine. Go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers. Williams Jewelers, Denver's first family of fine jewelers in Tree Creek North on 3rd Avenue and in Inglewood at Broadway and Beverly. And let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Do you want the lowest rate for life? Get our 4.75 5-year fixed. APR is 5.89.
Did you say 4.75% fixed for 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I want that, but what if rates fall?
Our lowest rate for life program takes over. If rates fall even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee and no limits to the number of times used. Only at U.S. Mortgages. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Saturday is not just another game day. DU men's soccer takes the pitch against ORU for their final home game of the regular season, November 1st, with postseason right around the corner.
Here comes Denver. There's a shot and a goal. Transition play. Bryce Willoughby. Denver strikes first.
The stakes are high. Every goal and every roar from the stands matters more than ever. DenverPioneers.com. Buy now.
Catch a ride with EV and Auto. Catch a ride.
Otto, did you hear that?
It's quiet. Too quiet.
That's because it's the all-new Kia Sorento Hybrid. Runs so smooth, it's practically supernatural.
Phew. So not a ghost car?
Nope. Just 655 miles of spooky good range and fuel economy that'll make your wallet scream. What a treat. Don't ghost us. Test drive the 2025 Kia Sorento Hybrid during the Kia Fall Savings Event at Foundation Kia, where the deals are so good.
It's scary.
Visit FoundationKia.com and catch a ride.
Need a new water heater? Euro Plumbing has lifetime warranties, great financing, and low pricing. 720-500-3000. 720-500-3000.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
All right, rolling downhill on a hump day, Wednesday, October 15th. And thrilled to be here. Still have a lot to get to. The Nuggets season, man, we are so close. I think the NBA season itself starts in 6 days. It's 8 days away for our Nuggets.
It's crazy, man.
Really is.
It's just like yesterday we're talking about them, and they were getting booted out the second round, and now we're back to it again.
Yes.
New and improved team. Let's go.
It really is. It's super exciting. I could not be more bullish on this basketball team. And not that they're like the Denver Nuggets didn't do something this offseason like the Houston Rockets did where you're going to bring in Kevin Durant. That's not really what this is. But when you have Jokic, it doesn't have to be. You need the guys who are here to improve within their own selves. Like, and I'm thinking of Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Thinking of Christian Brown, to a lesser degree Christian. Jamal for sure. Peyton Watson, Julian Strother. But, like, I remember going into the 2023 season saying, like, the KCP and Bruce Brown additions are not going to lead SportsCenter, but they're championship additions. That's how I feel about Cam Johnson, Jonas Valanciunas, Bruce Brown coming back to Denver, and Tim Hardaway Jr. I am, because it's about fit. It's about pieces around Jokic, and I think that they've done a masterful job retooling this roster.
Well, now, you talked about Tim Hardaway Jr. a couple times. You've been really high on him. Really high on him. Why is that, though? I mean, he's coming off the bench. I know that he's going to bring some type of points to us. But why so much praise for Tim Hardaway Jr. when you have someone like Cam Johnson's in the starting lineup?
Well, I try to emphasize the Tim Hardaway thing because Cam Johnson already gets enough oxygen. Like, that's the big addition. And that's the most important addition, I think, this offseason. But someone like Tim Hardaway, I think of like I thought of Bruce Brown before he got here. And I watched him, I'm like, that guy's smart. That guy plays offense and defense. That guy can cut and make an impact without the basketball. That should work perfectly here. And when I think of Tim Hardaway Jr., he's 33 years old, but he's a 6'5", two-way player that can knock down shots, and I think that he is a very, very smart player. This is not some puppy. This guy's played in over 800 regular season games. This guy has logged major minutes in the NBA Finals. He is not new to this. So I think that from like a depth piece, there's going to be nights where we come in here and it's like, man, they don't win that game without Tim Hardaway Jr. I bet that's going to happen 6 different times over the course of 82 games where someone like Hardaway Jr., who is probably on paper right now the 8th, 9th, or 10th guy, I think that it's going to be a meaningful impact.
It's October 15th, Zach. October 20th, Christian Brown has to come up with some kind of extension if it's going to get done.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. I haven't heard a lot of people really express this, and I don't know if people are looking at it like no big deal, like they'll get something done later on when the season's done. But I know if I want my money, and you have people out there saying I could make $25 or $30 million, I want to get that signed, sealed, and delivered.
Right.
And that could be for a player. It's like I want it, and it's a distraction. And when I want this money, and you're not giving it to me, now it's going to be more of a me ball. Everybody else is getting paid. Everybody else is being taken care of. The last time we won a championship, everybody else was taken care of, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So now everybody was organically happy.
Yep.
Well, it seems like that, except for, I'm not saying he's not happy, but for Christian Brown, don't think that's not on his mind. Do you think this gets done before October 20th?
Man, you want to know what? I'll just lead with saying I don't know. I really don't know.
And it's just like, because you brought it up last year, Zach, and it kind of like woke my antennas up of like, wow, I didn't think about it like this. But there was times where Christian Brown.
Yes, I already know what you're going to say. Keep
going.
going.
Christian Brown, like, you're on a fast break, and usually he would give it up.
Yep.
But he's taking it.
Yep.
Like, this is mine.
Yep.
I need the points.
Yep. And at one point, Michael Porter Jr. said in a postgame, when's the last time you guys seen Christian Brown pass on the breakaway? Because when you're heading into a contract year, 15 points a game is a lot easier for everyone to digest. It's more digestible than, hey, look at the analytics of him defensively, in addition to his 9 points a game. So, and that's human stuff. I'd probably be doing the same thing if I were Christian Brown. And because he, I don't want to chalk up his whole season to that, but because he really put his foot on the pedal with those 50-50 decisions and scoring the basketball. I mean, it was Bobby Marks from ESPN last year who said he's going to be around $30 million a year. It's now feeling like if the Nuggets could get Christian Brown at $25 million a year, which is this NBA money is insane because we talk about the Avs and will you pay Netchus, 11.5 or whatever. Christian Brown, you're talking about if he signs for $25 million a year, it will almost be team friendly at this point.
Well, see, now we talk about this with Nick Bonito. And after watching it for one game, Zach, watching Nick Bonito for one game against the 49ers, everybody got on board. Even I did. Because I was the type of guy saying, hey, let's lead this into the season. Let him prove it. But after Nick Bonito went out there and almost had 3 sacks in a row, I was like, let's pay him before it's too much.
Yep.
Well, Christian Brown has had a really, really good preseason.
He has. And he's just had a good career so far as a Denver Nugget.
Very consistent.
Basically, best case
very consistent
scenario
man.
when you took him out of Kansas.
And plays some really good defense.
Correct.
Do you want to mess around with that?
And I'll say this. You asked me a question. You put me on the spot last week. It was last week or the week before.
I'd love to do that to you.
And you said, hey, if there's one thing that you would question about the Nuggets, what would it be? Or you phrased it some way like that. And I talked about David Adelman, which I want to talk about here in a second before we shift gears back to Broncos. Because we have some new audio from Sean Payton and some updated win totals, and we'll get to that in a second. But the athleticism of the team is what I said.
Yeah.
And when you look at some of these teams around the NBA, the Nuggets, while, like normal people walking the street, of course, they're all great athletes. But Aaron Gordon is not the same athlete that he was. Jokic is a different kind of athlete and plays below the rim. Jamal Murray, now we'll see what he looks like because he looks great physically but over the course of a season because he's not the same athlete that he was 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, Jamal used to come down the lane and throw it on people, and I just haven't seen that in a while. And Cam Johnson, fine athlete, but not a plus NBA athlete. Bruce Brown, fine athlete, but not a plus NBA athlete. Like Peyton Watson is a plus NBA athlete, and so is Christian Brown. And so I don't think you want to mess with this. I don't. This guy's been a best case scenario. He helped you win a championship as a rookie. I mean, the first guy scoring 15 points in an NBA Finals game since Sam Cassell in 1995, and he's only gotten better since then. And so, yeah, you can't mess around with this. But I don't know, and I don't know the strategy involved on his end. I just don't know. I'll
tell you what, you sat there and said $25 million a year may be a bargain.
That's what it feels like right now.
I don't think it's going to be 25. I think it's going to be a little bit higher than that. Maybe it's 27, 28. Of course, you can go 30, but you have to get something done with Christian Brown because he brings a different element like you just got done explaining, the athletic ability. And finally, you brought in a couple of guys that are a little bit more athletic. So if you do want to change the rotation up throughout the game to a more athletic lineup, you can do that. But you need to make sure that you take care of the main thing, which is your guy, Christian Brown.
Yeah,
he's been there since the start of all this.
And he's still ascending. This is not, this is not like bringing back KCP. That's not what this is. This is an ascending young player who's fun to watch, and he's firmly a part of your core. So I wouldn't mess around with it at all. How about this? ESPN simulated the NBA season. And now I'll say this, almost just to give you the full context. They simulated it a bunch of times, and then, so they had all these simulations, and then they randomly picked one of the simulations, okay? And the one that they picked has the Denver Nuggets 55 wins, 27 losses, and in the 3 seed. But they're shocked in the first round by the 6-seeded Rockets in 7 games.
In 7 games?
In 7 games, they're a first-round exit.
Mama's wrong again. Water boy, no, I'm not believing this.
No, I was going to say, file this under things that I do not believe will happen at all. If this team is healthy, they're not a first-round exit. They're not. I'm fired up. Now, the Adelman thing.
Yeah, what's going on with this? Why is Zach Bye on the ropes with David Adelman in certain situations?
Yeah, I wouldn't say on the ropes. I would just say if you've never done what you're about to do, I am just in general. If I don't have the substance to draw from, I'm not someone, and we've worked together for a couple of years now. Very rarely will you hear me say, boldly, man, I think this is going to happen. And then you ask me why, and I'm like, I just feel it. Yeah. I feel it in my gut. I don't like to operate like that. I like to draw from substance and then try to, forecast based on some evidence. Adelman, how about this for a crazy stat? Adelman has coached in 14 playoff games and 3 regular season games.
No, it's crazy.
It's got to be the first time in NBA history, and I don't know this to be true, but I would bet a hefty amount on it, that a coach has more playoff wins than regular season wins. So I just don't know what this is going to look like over the course of a season.
Are you talking about the scheme? Are you talking about with the players and relating to them and being able to interact with them?
Yes.
Because, like, for me, it's like, it seems like David Adelman is not afraid to get down and dirty with his players. Be truthful with them. Be honest. You talked about it. You've heard stories about David Adelman kind of putting his foot down and saying, hey, look, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, in film sessions and telling guys what they don't want to hear.
Even when we're watching the game, Zach, when he benches Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a cold move. That's something that Michael Malone would never do. And you have David Adelman doing it because he felt like you're harming the team and you need to sit down for a little while, and we're going to go with somebody else that's hot.
Yep. No, I like that example. I just don't know how it's going to look over the course of a season. Like, they're talking about playing more zone. You sure?
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what that looks like. Talking about playing Valanciunas with Jokic. Like, are you sure? I want to know what that looks like. And then the interpersonal stuff too, because I think it's easy to bench some. I shouldn't say easy. It's not as hard to bench someone like Russell Westbrook when there's 2 games left in the season and you know such a short runway ahead of you and you're trying to win the job, as opposed to, man, I'm going to have to deal with this guy for the next 64 games. Do I handle with care like they often do in that league? You know, one of the first things that he said is intro pressers, we need to be more professional. And I was so thankful that he said that because I could not believe these Denver Nuggets, who I called the anti-NBA team for years, had turned into a bit of a spoiled culture. And I don't mean spoiled like spoiled rotten. I mean like the culture had spoiled, like milk in the sun.
Yeah, it's just nasty. You would never drink it.
So are you the guy to reestablish that? Are you the guy to navigate some of these, if there's a professionalism issue? If Jamal Murray wants to fly from Memphis to New York City the night before a game to go watch a UFC fight, like, are you going to be like, hey, we're actually not going to do that, Jamal?
But he may not have to do all that.
I hope
because of the guys, the additions that the Denver Nuggets brought in. The Cam Johnsons, the Tim Hardaway Jr.'s, Bruce Brown being back in the mix. These are vets we're talking about. And, of course, it's Jamal Murray. And Jamal, he seems like he beats to his own drum. But at some point, even Jamal has to say, okay, what am I doing? I'm here. I want to be great. You at least would think that.
You would think, yeah.
He looks really good right now.
He looks great.
30 points last night.
He looks great.
You know, and that was the first thing was the eye test with Jamal. Seems like he's fresh. Seems like he's re-energized. Seems like he has lost weight. He's healthier. Now, can you start fast and can you stay in the game? Start fast, finish strong, just like football. There you go, Coach.
Well, we'll see. I am hopeful. I am optimistic about the roster. I hope that Adelman can meet the moment, and I believe that he will. But I need to see it. So, and I can't wait to see it. 8 days from now. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. Hanging out with you on a hump day, rolling downhill, hour number 4 like it's nothing.
Woo! I'm serious, Zach. I'm bringing them smelling salts. I think you got to get it online. I'm going to order them, and we're going to take them every hour.
You got to get them from like an overseas website. NFL's not giving them out anymore.
They're not. We'll find a way.
Yeah, we will find. Oh, there's always a way.
There's always a way.
There's always a guy who knows a guy.
Who knows a guy's brother.
Yeah.
We're good.
So, real quick, I want to give updated win total, playoff odds to win the AFC West. We've been doing this on Wednesdays for a couple years now. It's ESPN's Football Power Index. They gather every data point known to man. Then they simulate the season thousands and thousands of times. And I was I was surprised, but I shouldn't have been because I know why this is going to go like this today. Up to this point, when the Broncos lose a game, the numbers take a dive. When they win a game, the numbers go up, as you would think. But this time around, it's a little bit different. Broncos won a game on Sunday in London, and their new updated win total moved by a fraction of 1%. It went from 9.7 wins to 9.8 wins. So still projected to be about 10-7. All right, so really no change in the record. The playoff odds went from 68%, you'd think it'd go up, right? It went down 1% to 67%. Odds to win the division went from 35% last Wednesday to 26% today. And I would just say real quick, my very rough around the edges explanation for this is that Football Power Index, they're not just going on wins and losses. They're measuring who you are on offense, who you are on defense, who you are on special teams. What teams did you play and beat? So you have a week here where the Chiefs win, the Raiders win, the Chargers win, and these teams around you in the AFC, like the Colts, end up winning, and these other AFC teams, right? So, and they're also measuring who did you beat? You beat 0-5 New York Jets, who were allowing over 31 points a game, and you couldn't get to 14. When you see a team like Kansas City, they're on Sunday Night Football playing the Detroit Lions and hang 30, that's going to just carry more weight. So it's not just the wins and losses, it's the context and who you are as a football team on your way to those wins and losses.
So if you're mad at this or you don't agree with it, blame it on the offense. Blame it on the special teams as of right now.
Correct.
Because the defense is playing phenomenal. 9 sacks against the Jets. I don't care if you're 0-5 and you have a bad quarterback. You're still in the NFL and you give up 9 sacks. But yet you give up 9 sacks. You give the ball back to your offense. Your offense isn't able to take advantage of it. Like, that has to change. We have to get more explosive. We have to start putting points on the board. You have the 2-4 Giants team that's averaging, 20, a little bit over 20 points a game. They put 34 points on the Eagles.
Right.
And yet Sean's handpicked guys that you talked about, handpicked. Quarterback, you got your receiver back, you picked your running back, and you drafted a running back. You got an offensive line that's the second highest paid offensive line in the league.
Handpicked tight end.
Handpicked tight end. A play caller that thinks highly of himself. And you can't put up the points. You can't help your defense out. And that's why it looks like it does when you come up with the analytics to the division, to playoff odds, to just winning. And having a winning record, and instead of having 11 wins, you have 10.
Right.
You got to start handling business, special team-wise and offensively.
Yep, they have a long way to go in 2 of the 3 phases of football. And, okay, so that's what that is. We understand why this is the way that it is. We'll see what it looks like with a win or loss after this week. If the playoffs started today, the Broncos would be in the playoffs. They would be the 7 seed, headed to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to play the 4-1 Steelers. Your confidence in that matchup if the playoffs started today?
Ooh, I like this one. Look, Steelers are doing well right now. Steelers are winning games. Aaron Rodgers, old-ass Aaron Rodgers is doing his part. But I still love my chances with the Denver Broncos. The defense that we have, the way that we're getting to the quarterback, and it's not just one guy. It's multiple guys on that defense. Honestly, the whole defense, you can say.
Yeah, pretty much everyone has at least half a sack.
If you line up Riley Moss or PS2, they're getting a sack. And so with that being said, and Aaron Rodgers, who's 40 years old, he may be older than that, 40 years old, and he's not running, it's going to be a long day in the office or at the office for Aaron Rodgers. The only thing that kind of like I get nervous about is offensively, can we do our part?
Yeah.
Can the Denver Broncos do their part? But the answer to me would be yes. We have a really good running back in J.K. Dobbins, who in this case I'm saying is going to be healthy come playoff time. Cortland Sutton is one of the better receivers in the league. That's a fact as of right now as well. You have Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims that have to start going, but by this time we're saying playoffs. I believe that they'll get going.
I hope so.
And then offensive line, you get Ben Powers back and Bo Nix, who I believe is the franchise quarterback right now. I believe that we do win that game because we're just a better team all around than the Steelers when we start to fire on all cylinders.
You know what? I'm not even going to disagree with you. I know the Steelers are 4-1. The game would be in Pittsburgh. If the playoffs started today, I still like Denver. I think that offensively they have one real weapon over there in DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
And PS2, I think, would be a human eraser to that big body receiver that PS2 often thrives against. Their leading rusher, Jalen Warren, is averaging 3.5 yards a carry and 46 yards per game. The Broncos are a significantly better rushing team. So, I would like the matchup. And, Rodgers used to be mobile. In 5 games, he has ran for 1 first down.
He's
So
not the same.
he's not. He's playing well. He's playing well.
Yes.
I don't want to get carried away, but he's not. He's clearly not what he was. And I would actually like the Broncos' chances going into Pittsburgh if the playoffs started here today. But if the playoffs started today, this offensive line is banged up. And the guy who you thought would do the best job filling in for Ben Powers is headed to IR. He gets hurt 3 plays into the game. All right, so maybe you show him a little bit of grace for how much he struggled the other day. Depending on who you are, I'm sure every fan will see that a little bit differently. But this is Sean Payton this afternoon on how the depth on that offensive line will be tested.
Look, you never want to lose, a guy that's been dressing. But, we'll have next player ready. And, today was good practice for a number of those guys that, that have played and some of them that haven't played as much. But we'll be ready.
I feel like it's like a mystery box on Sunday.
Who do you think it's going to end up being? I think it's
Paucho?
Paucho.
Probably.
He's been around. You can trust him a little bit more. He does a great job when he has to fill in for the tackles like McGlinchey. But you're putting him in on not every single play, but he's in there a lot for the run scheme anyway. So put him at guard. Now it's different because in the guard position you're doing a lot more pulling.
Yeah.
It's a lot more dirty work. But at this point, man, you got to go with somebody that you can trust, that's familiar, that has been in games, and is kind of in a rhythm, and that's Palczewski for you.
Yeah, we'll see. I speculate the same thing, but we'll see. There's a reason they didn't put Paucho in. They put Matt Pert in there. So I don't, who knows what they're thinking truly behind closed doors and not talking about it into microphones. Here's Sean Payton once again from not long ago after practice talking about the importance of getting on a win streak.
I think typically any team if you just took last year's postseason field, you're going to see a stretch. I mean, you're not going to see – it's hard to play yo-yo football. And I think if we did that experiment, we'd see stretches 3, 4, 5, 8 wins, depending on the team. And I think that it's being able to, obviously finish the evaluation of the game you played and then turn the page for the next challenge. And each one's different.
What an opportunity for these Broncos here to go to 5-2 after 7 games. And the schedule, I don't want to get arrogant or carried away, but the schedule sets up for the Broncos to put some wins in their pocket.
It's a kind schedule moving forward if you handle business with the right mindset. What'd you say earlier when we were playing the Titans? Or was it the Colts where you're like, I don't know if they had that mindset?
Yeah, the Colts. I quit because everyone defensively struggled. Everyone. So and maybe it's aged, Colts are, maybe they're just that good. But I was like, man, if everyone on this defense struggled, maybe the mindset wasn't right. I had the question anyway.
No, for sure. But you could say that for a couple of these games. Even Tennessee at the beginning. Tennessee had a great start of a drive, right? The first time they stepped foot on the field, they went down there and put points on the board.
They did.
And you're going against the Giants, who find ways that the 3 games that Jackson Dart has started have scored touchdowns.
On the opening drive.
On the opening drive. So you have to go in with the right mindset. You just got back from London, and you only put up, if you're off, it's 13 points.
On one of the league's worst defenses.
And so, this is a wake-up call that, 1, any given Sunday, anything can happen. And 2, you have not arrived yet. Defense is playing well. They got to sustain that. Offensively, can we get some help? Broncos country is waiting for that. We're ready to explode and say, let's Bo. Bo Nix is that franchise quarterback. Give us something to latch on to, please.
Yep. And as you would maybe imagine, the Broncos offense seems to be a different version of themselves when they play at home. Here with Bo, in the Bo Nix era, if you will, they have played significantly better at home. That's not exclusive to Bo or the Broncos. But you're hoping that they can, capitalize on the unique home field advantage here at altitude that you hope isn't negated from doing this cross country travel. Coming back home, and we talked about the jet lag yesterday.
That's not an excuse anymore. Sean elected to play this game. He could have went for a bye. He didn't. He wanted to play through because he says studies show that teams that play through coming back from London, they have a winning record, or they win.
Especially when they're playing at home.
At home, so this is no excuse. There's no jet lag. Go out there and handle business. You're getting paid a lot of money to play a kid's sport, to go out there and become 5-2. Let's do it.
Yep. Jonathan Cooper today. You got to feel good for Jonathan Cooper. And I know he's paid handsomely by the Denver Broncos, and he's a pro athlete. But, man, at the same time, him getting AFC Defensive Player of the week after Nick Bonito did it,
yeah,
and all the great defensive players that have came through Denver, from Von Miller to Trevor Price to Carl Mecklenburg and PS2 and Justin Simmons and Chris Harris and Aqib Talib and Derek Wolfe, Champ Bale. I mean, you could just keep going all day long, right? The Broncos never, ever, until today, had two teammates win AFC Defensive Player of the Week in back-to-back weeks. That's just cool.
No, it's great. One is telling you that your defense is awesome and they're doing a great job. 9 sacks against the Jets. 2, it speaks volume into what George has done by drafting Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito. That these are a great scheme fit for VJ. That they're getting better. And let's specifically talk about Jonathan Cooper because he just had his award. This is all about him. He's getting better every single year. And knowing what I know about him and talking with him and being around him enough to where I know how serious he is about this sport, how much he loves it, how much he's always willing to work to get better. He wants to be coached, but he's also a leader, man. He's that guy when everybody's smiling and laughing, he's the guy that's like, hey, like let's calm that down. Like, job's not finished. Kind of like how Kobe is. That's his mindset of like, any given Sunday, things could go wrong for us. Let's just stay even and continue to work. And that's exactly what he's doing, and it's paying off. He's getting the pressures. Last year, he had 10.5 sacks. He could have had maybe 11 or 12. He missed a couple opportunities. This year, my guessing is, he's like, hey, I'm not going to miss out on these opportunities. Once I get to the quarterback, I need to take advantage of it. You want to know why? Because if I don't, Nick Bonito is. And I still want to have my time as well, which he is now. Against the Jets, he was able to do that. But it helps the defense out because now, like I said multiple times, and I'm going to continue to say it, you can't just focus on Nick Bonito. You can't just focus on Zach Allen or John Franklin Myers. You have to be able to bring some attention to Jonathan Cooper. This is why this defense, this pass rush is elite.
Well, I love it, man. Cooper, 4.5 sacks here after 6 games. Super, super, super healthy. Sean Payton asked, what do you like so much about Jay Coop?
Man, there's a mental toughness to him. There's a grit element. It's hard to measure, but he's extremely physical. You know, you can get power, his get off, and I kind of feel like that group is feeding off each other, and you see the elevation of all of them, you know, and so I was in the training room. I was always under the impression the player was aware he was, you know, the player of the week, and I just congratulate him, and he hadn't heard of it. So, but look, he's a great teammate. He's got all those traits that you look for in a player. So I'm glad he's with us.
That's a pretty cool little micro story. Sean Payton going in the training room, congratulating him. Coop doesn't know yet that he's AFC Defensive Player of the Week. I know you had a moment or two like that in your career when you're being informed about something pretty cool. Hard to believe that he wouldn't know it, given that social media and you got your phone and members of the PR typically tip you off on that.
Usually PR does. PR would tip you off maybe the day before if they see you, but that morning they're going to make sure that they come to you before it gets out. I don't know if I don't know how much he's on social media. He looks like a guy that like tries to stay away from it.
Sure.
And when I was working out with him, he told me that he wasn't doing a bunch of social media. That he just stayed
good for
away
him.
From it. Yeah.
Good for him.
So I don't know necessarily like if he saw it or not. I just know that it's a great accomplishment, and it's great that Sean's acknowledging that, going up to him and giving him his kudos, because that's all you ever want as a player. You want your head coach to come to you and say, "Man, thank you, congratulations, keep doing this."
It's a big deal, man. First time ever in Broncos country, back-to-back teammates and back-to-back weeks. That is so cool, man. So cool. And I know everyone knows this already. I know. But, like, the fact that 238 players heard their name called before Jay Coop did coming out of Ohio State. He was a good player, but he was not a great player. But he was a team leader. And I think third team all Big Ten, I want to say.
Yeah.
But they let him wear 0. I believe he was the first player ever to wear 0 at Ohio State, and they let him wear it because he was such a great leader.
Yeah, and we all know that maybe he would have got drafted in the 6th round, maybe the 5th, if it wasn't for that condition that he had, or
like an irregular heart rhythm type deal.
And honestly, Zach, I just want to bring it up again, man, because we saw that I showed you some pictures of my teammate.
Yeah.
But this is why it's so important for players, and if there's a player out there listening, to go out there and get your body checked on. The NFLPA pays for it for free. You literally get $200,000, $300,000 worth of testing done for free. And my teammate went in there the other day, had a brain scan, and he had a tumor on his brain. Didn't know anything about it. They sat him down and said, hey, look, we got to get you, we have to rush you to the emergency room. We have to get this out. And, we saw some pictures, which were gruesome. And it's like, wow.
Yeah, there's actual pictures of the brain surgery where they remove like a square of the skull and you are looking right at a brain. It's just it's intense.
Crazy. So, like, if you're a player out there, go and get your body worked on and checked on, because, like, you went through a lot. Your head's getting hit every single play. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason. I don't know why. I'm not a doctor. But it's just go out there and do it. To bring it back to the Denver Broncos, well, Jonathan Cooper may never have been there in the 7th round if it wasn't for that heart thing he was dealing with. And so, they were able to get it under control. And because of that, the Denver Broncos draft him, and now look who he is as a player. He's helping us win games.
Incredible.
Crazy.
Incredible.
Full circle moment.
Man, so cool for Jonathan Cooper. And by the way, we talked about this probably 3 times in the last year. We waited forever since 2019, 18 maybe, for a double-digit sack artist.
Yeah.
And it was Vaughn and Chubb who did it, I think, in 19.
18.
It was 18.
Yeah.
So, but it had been years. And then Benito and Cooper do it in the same season a year ago, where Cooper gets the 10.5, I think it was, and Benito gets the 13.5. And we're like, these guys deserve a nickname. These guys deserve a nickname like a tag team in like WWE or WWF. And now that they're officially the first 2 teammates to ever go back-to-back AFC Defensive Player of the Week in team history, in Denver Broncos team history, they officially need a nickname. And we put the question out there on social media, on Twitter, and we're fielding some responses. This is some of what we got. Altitude Assault, Boom Bros, Smokey and the Bandit, or I like this one, Orange Rush, playing off the old Orange Crush.
Yeah.
Orange Rush.
I like that one.
Thunderclapped. Russian Crush. I like this one too, because Broncos a horse. Horsepower.
All right.
Okay. Someone says Crunch Wrap Supreme. I would say I would adjust that to Crunch Sack Supreme.
Ooh.
Maybe.
All right.
Someone says The Horseman, the Blitz Brothers, Fast and Furious, Mile High Sack Attack, more Orange Rush, the Sackmeisters, Death on Wheels, Orange Rush Duo. I mean, it kind of go the Bushwhackers. It goes on like that. So keep those coming in if you are on Twitter or X. Would love to see that. You can hit me up at Buysline. Phil is at ICUBoy. Here is a little bit more from Sean Payton to stay on the theme of getting after the quarterback. Here's Sean Payton on if the value of a sack has as much as a takeaway. This is what he said.
Takeaways are number one always, and then obviously sacks can lead to punts, which essentially is a field position turnover. But turnovers are first.
Turnovers are always going to be number one. I'll make a basketball analogy. Have you guys heard in the last couple of years that they're referring to a new stat classification called stocks? It's steals and blocks together. They're calling them stocks, and I don't like it. For the same reason that Sean Payton would say, no, they're not the same. If I steal the ball from you, the possession is now mine. If I block the shot, a lot of times it'll be our possession.
Yeah.
But if I block it out of bounds, that's still your ball. I may block it and it may end up in your teammate's hands or back in your hands.
Yeah.
A steal, you thieved the possession. And so I don't like putting those two side by side. The blocks the sacks are like the block. A lot of times it bodes so well for stealing a possession or ending a possession, but it's not quite a turnover. And that's one area this defense needs to improve. If there's anything that we could point to, it's taking the ball away.
One interception for this Denver defense so far. This elite Denver defense that we brag about and we prop up, and yet they only have one interception. That has to change. You have the reigning defensive player of the year in Pat Surtain. We have to get something. You're in man-to-man coverage. You're getting these opportunities and people taking shots. We got to come up with more turnovers to help our offense out and just be more dynamic as a defense.
It's true. All right. The New York Giants have done something under Jackson Dart that Big Blue hasn't done in 15 years, and the Broncos need to be ready for it. We'll fill you in next.
Did the Broncos defense just send a message to the rest of the NFL?
The defense was special, and this is what I thought we would see from the defense. I thought they had a chance to be special, and they showed it yesterday. They're sitting at 4-2. I'm not going to be too negative here. Broncos got to win, and that defense was special.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All right, Broncos country. You know what time it is. Football is here. Summer's officially over, and that means it's all about the game days for here on out. Whether you're heading to Empower Field or traveling up to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, you know you need to get there on time and in style. And speaking on going to a Broncos game, you can get 30% off of your ride to the game with Hermes Worldwide for the entire season. All I want you to do is mention that code PL30. Again, mention that code PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. So what I'm actually trying to tell you guys is let my friends at Hermes Worldwide handle all the traffic and parking hassles and let them get you to and from the game safely so you can focus on the important stuff, like watching your favorite team stack those wins and making as many memories as possible with your loved ones and your friends. So give Hermes Worldwide a call today at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, give them a call at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Just got a great result for a client. Sam had another attorney who couldn't get her more than $20,000, so we took over the case and just settled it for $85,000. Another client, Travis, is like a lot of people. He likes doing business with a handshake in his word, not looking to sue anyone, but when the insurance company was playing hardball and refusing to even pay his medical bills, he called 303 Law 4040 and said, Dan, I hate to bug you, but they just aren't being fair. We took over the case, told the insurance company we would see them at trial, and they immediately more than quadrupled their offer, which was just fine in Travis's book. The insurance companies don't play fair. They aren't going to do the right thing out of the goodness of their hearts, so you don't ever have to feel guilty when calling 303 Law 4040. If you've been injured, we'll make them pay what's fair. And as always, you always talk directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. So save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
Don't miss Colorado football's 2 remaining home games of the 2025 season. Celebrate homecoming with the Buffaloes as CU faces the Arizona Wildcats on Saturday, November 1st. Then lock in your seats for Senior Day against the reigning Big 12 champs, Arizona State, on November 22nd. Great seats are still available at beautiful Folsom Field. Visit cubus.com/tickets or call 303-492-8282 and be there as Ralphie 7 leads the charge for your Colorado Buffaloes.
If you don't think doing a quick and free check of your finances is worth it, let me share this recent customer story. Jason and Barbara H. from Denver called us wanting to see if they could save money. Credit was okay and there was a good amount of debts. Their fear was another lender they went to first, shame on them, told them yes in the beginning and then denied them during the process. When they called us, we not only approved the loan, we saved them $3,900 a month.
What? $3,900 a month?
Yes, this couple just saved $3,900 a month by calling U.S. Mortgages. And best of all, with our lowest rate for life guarantee, if the market improves in the future, even as little as 0.5%, they can redo the loan and increase their savings further without any lender or appraisal fee. You could be our next success story. Call 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Snow is coming and Siltahar Motors is ready, stocked up on a boatload of Broncos sports built for adventure in rain, sleet, or snow. Only at Siltahar Motors, buy a 2025 Broncos Sport for only $25,999 or lease for only $299 per month. Siltahar has the top selection with over 1,000 new and used vehicles available to choose from 5 different brands, all at one location. See their complete inventory of new and used vehicles at sthmotors.com. Siltahar Motors. Get everything you want out of a dealership.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text STUDENT to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text STUDENT to 323232 right now. Text STUDENT to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's STUDENT to 323232. Text STUDENT to 323232 now.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4 here on a Wednesday. I said going into the last break, the New York Giants have done something under Jackson Dart that Big Blue hasn't done in 15 years, and the Broncos need to be ready for it right off the rip. And I mean it. And I find it hard to believe this is true, but it is. The Giants, since they have put Jackson Dart into the starting lineup, the Giants have scored a touchdown on their opening possession in 3 straight games for the first time since 2009.
Wow.
This is the first 3 games of this young man's career.
Oh, yeah, it's a great start for Jackson Dart. You know, he's bringing the juice. He's bringing that. He's packing the power when it comes to just being explosive with his legs. I didn't know he was as athletic as he is, especially when he starts to run.
Yes.
He has a strong arm. And we said this, I want to say a couple of days ago, he reminds me, and I think you agree with this, of Drew Lock. A young Drew Lock who had a strong arm, very athletic, personalities out there. Everything is fun to him. Now, that's going to have to change as he starts to get beat up a little bit and they start losing games. It's like, hey, not everything is a joke, but do have your fun. And they're making plays. And that's something that the Denver Broncos are going to have to watch out for. A young and hungry team. I call them young and dumb because they don't know about the league just yet, so they're out there going 100 miles an hour all the time, which is dangerous.
Yep.
Because when you're going 100 miles an hour, you don't care about making mistakes. You're going to that next play, and at some point it will bust for you or will hit, and you'll have that big-time play. And it seems like it's happening for the Giants.
Well, it actually goes further than that in terms of the opening possessions. 3 straight games scoring on their opening drives for the first time since Eli Manning was a quarterback in 2009. They've also scored a touchdown on each of their first 2 possessions in consecutive weeks. It's the first time since 1978 that the Giants have scored a touchdown on their first 2 possessions in consecutive games. So for whatever reason, they are starting fast, they are starting strong, and the Broncos not giving up touchdowns, but they have allowed points on the opening drive on 5 of their first 6 games of the year. And for whatever reason, it doesn't seem like Sean Payton's opening sequence is the strongest either. You know, that's been lacking in his time here in Denver.
Just those fast starts?
Yeah, like that opening drive, going down and setting the tone, scoring a touchdown to start a game. We don't see a lot of that.
And usually it's the first 15 plays. So you're game planning, you're scheming. Like those first 15, you know, like, hey, these are going to be great opportunities to have explosive plays on them. Because you know kind of what they're going to go into as a defense or offense, and then as time goes on, you adjust. So for Sean, like, sustained drives. But both, when you look at the defense and offense, what's hurting them is penalties. We talked about it yesterday. We're talking about it right now. It's the penalties. And it's like, for the defense, it's 3rd and 5. You get them off the field, but you look up and there's a piece of yellow cloth sitting there on the field, and now you're sustaining that drive for a quarterback. And when you're going against someone like Justin Herbert, you know, a better quarterback, they're going to make you pay. Now for Jackson Dart, you got to kind of bottle him up. He wants to utilize his legs. He is going to be pressured, so he's going to make bad decisions. Or when you're a young quarterback, you're used to running. It's like, hey, I'm not going to throw it out of bounds. I'm not going to throw it into coverage. Let me just run. So this new dynamic duo that we're trying to figure out a name out, Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito, they're going to have to play disciplined football with their eyes so that you don't give up these scramble drill plays to Jackson Dart.
Well, in terms of the penalties, since you just went there, Sean was asked if there's any truth to tempo, which we know Bo likes. We've heard that from Sean. If there's any truth to the idea that tempo being used can help stop some of these offensive penalties. That's what Sean said.
That's not the reason we're in tempo to settle penalties down. I think penalties come from, look, we've got to obviously be more disciplined, more focused, but I think it can calm down what you're seeing sometimes defensively, but I've never heard or thought about it calming down penalties.
More from Sean on the penalties. He dismissed that idea, and I agree with him. I don't know if tempo would make it better, but if they have to change things because of all the penalties that they have been taking.
You have to look internally first. All right, are we doing too much? How do we reduce the variables? And then are there repeat offenders? You know, and so obviously we've got to address it during practice if we see it. In other words, if it continues to happen, then, you know, as a coach or a teacher, we've not done a good enough job addressing it. And so, you know, we understand its significance.
We did the penalty segment yesterday. If you missed it, go back and listen on the Drive podcast, available at DenverSports.com, Spotify, however you get your podcast, because it's impactful. It really is. It's meaningful. The Broncos are one of the 5 most undisciplined teams in the entire league. I think what was the number? About 450 yards in penalties, approximately.
17 pre-snap penalties in 6 games.
Yeah, I mean, that's disturbing.
See, and that's the thing. It's the pre-snap. Control the controllables. Hold your water, they call it. Like wait for the snap. Attention to detail. Focus up. Look at the ball. Listen in the huddle. It's things like that can help you win games, or it can lose you a game. And if the Denver Broncos continue to give up penalties on pre-snaps, they're going to lose a game because of it. So that has to get cleaned up as this year goes on.
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. And he sounds like acutely aware. Like this is not sneaking up on Sean Payton. He knows they have to get it fixed. You hear that sense of urgency and just pointed nature of those comments. Here is well, you know what? Before we play more Sean audio, I want to just continue to touch on a couple things with the New York Giants. You mentioned Jackson Dart of being a good athlete and wanting to get out and run. He's actually the 3rd quarterback ever to run for 50 yards or more in his first 3 starts ever, joining Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts, who are obviously just all-world runners with the football, in addition to playing quarterback. Jackson Dart is the current betting favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then Penn State's Abdul Carter, that we'll see this weekend for the New York Giants, is the current betting favorite to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. So pretty rare that two guys on the same team are the leaders in the clubhouse. We'll see how that ages throughout the season, but it almost smacks of Houston just a couple years ago with Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud both taking home that honor.
I'm thinking about it right now where Bradley Chubb and myself were up for it at the same time.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and we were sitting there, and I told you the story before. Like we're sitting there in the award ceremony, and they put me, Bradley, and myself in the corner, right next to the camera guy's ass. He was like high up, so all we could see was butt. And I knew right there. I was like, hey, Chubb, we ain't winning this.
Yeah.
We're not winning.
Nope.
We're not winning this award, man.
Nope.
We're like, hopefully you didn't have, your paper out and you went through your speech because you're not going to be able to do it today, buddy.
Yeah. Well, good for those young players, just like it was good for you guys back in the day there in 2018.
Great start.
And then Cam Scattaboo. This dude pops off the page when you watch the games.
The Scatmeister.
Now, I don't know what the future holds long-term for him and what his role, but right now he is one of the more fun players to watch in the entire NFL.
Yeah, I mean, he's just playing like his hair is on fire, like he does not care. He's out there running people over. He's running hard every single play, which that has to suck for a defensive player, knowing that he's going to give you 110%, literally 110%. And I'm with you. I don't know how long that lasts, and it's going to last for Scattaboo after this year, where you're just trying to run people over like that.
Do you like him?
I love the way he plays. I do. He's a fun guy, and you know what's so funny about this, Zach, is he was gonna train in Colorado, and he wanted me to train him.
That's right.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna train Scattaboo for the combine, and he ended up going somewhere else with his agent. They ended up staying locally, or something happened. So I didn't get the honor to train him, but it's cool to see him out there doing his thing. He's fun to watch. He is.
He's got a great spirit about him. All right, and then another name to keep an eye on is tight end Theo Johnson. Dart has 4 touchdown passes. 3 of them have gone to this tight end Theo Johnson. So just a name to keep in your back pocket heading into the weekend. All right, ESPN came out with their NHL Top 100 Players list yesterday. We talked about McKinnon and Cale being at the top of that list. But it also revealed something that I want to keep an eye on here moving forward into this young season. And I'll bounce it off Phil coming up next.
Do the Broncos' struggles on offense come down to play calling or execution?
What would you have liked him to call? What in your mind would have been plays that they could execute? Because if they're shutting down your run and they're going to commit all those guys to the box and saying you're not going to run it against us, then at what point do you look at your quarterback and say, dude, you got to play better?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Ever tried fixing an outlet yourself? First, you watch a DIY video, then you grab your tools. Next thing you know, sparks are flying and your hair looks like you just licked an electrical socket. Let's avoid that, shall we? Piper Electric has been providing expert electrical service since 1983. Repairs, upgrades, EV charger installations, even commercial and industrial. They do it all and do it right. They're giving you $50 off your next service. No fried hair required. Call 303-422-9219 today. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts.
Cool nights are here and winter is on the way. Protect your home with the strength and beauty of Infinity by Marvin Windows from Gravina's Window Center of Littleton. This month only, save 25% on windows and 20% on James Hardy siding. With flexible financing, no interest options, and 0 down. Upgrading has never been easier. Call today at 303-794-0490 or go to windowsforyourhome.com. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton, trusted by Colorado families for over 50 years.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
The Fed has finally dropped interest rates, and that's great news for American homeowners. Wages are flat, prices keep climbing, and for many, the only way to make ends meet is to lean on credit cards. If you're a homeowner, I want you to call my friends at American Financing. Right now, interest rates have dropped. Many homeowners are seeing options in the low 5s. Compare that to credit cards charging rates in the 20s or higher. American Financing can help you pay off that expensive debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your budget under control. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are saving customers an average of $800 a month. And if you get started today, you may be able to delay your next mortgage payment. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Phillip Lindsay here with Williams Jewelers. If you're like me, well, diamonds and fine jewelry were never on my radar before I met the love of my life. But gentlemen, there comes a time when it's time for you to step up, when it's time for you to get out that comfort zone and tell her exactly how you feel. And guys, nothing says I love you like diamonds from Williams Jewelers, my hometown jeweler. From one humble little store in Inglewood, they've grown into 2 locations and have become one of the largest fine jewelers in the country. Fellas, come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver of every size, shape, and price range. And the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever seen. They'll share with you all the secrets of the business, then give you the best price in Colorado. Guaranteed. It's time for you to step up, fellas. It's time for you to shine. Go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers. Williams Jewelers, Denver's first family of fine jewelers in Tree Creek North on 3rd Avenue and in Inglewood at Broadway and Beverly. And let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Hey, just a heads up before we put a bow on this thing. This Friday, we're heading to Denver for Bud Light Football Friday. We're going to be broadcasting live from Chopper's Sports Grill from 2 to 6 p.m. Bud Light will be giving away a pair of tickets to Broncos Cowboys on October 26th, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. Must be 21 to enter. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. You know how kids, when they're so young, they'll take a word and just like make it completely their own. And they're trying to say a word, and like maybe Sophia's starting to do that now, like starting to say a word
I
and
still
like
do that.
And I know you still do. But my son, when he was like 1.5, maybe approaching 2, when we would get pizza, for some reason in his little infant head, it was chapa.
Oh.
Chapa, and he used to cut it up. Chapa. So we still call pizza, at our house, despite him being 7. Like the chapa, bud. Yeah. So we're gonna be at Chopper's Sports Grill this Friday, 2 to 6. We'd love to see you.
That's fun.
Friend of the show, the scrappy one, the Scrapster, Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys? How we doing?
Doing great, man. Putting a bow on this puppy, making way for you and who tonight?
I'll be with Dante Gomez. Looking forward to it.
Excellent. We touched on this very briefly yesterday, and I wanted to talk about it today in more dedicated fashion. So ESPN came out with the top 100 NHL player list yesterday morning, and it's great that Cale was 2, McKinnon was 3. I think that's really the story here, that 2 of the top 3 are Avalanche players. Netchus, love to see Netchus after going from an honorable mention a year ago to being inside the top 70 this year at number 63. Taser coming in at 73, one of the most underrated players in the whole league.
Yeah.
Nice to see him on this list. But nowhere in the top 100, nor in the 10 honorable mentions, so really it's expanding out to the top 110 players in the NHL, could you find Valeri Nichushkin. And Val had a quiet postseason. Really a quiet season kind of in general, 34 points. After coming back, wasn't the best version of himself. That continued into the playoffs. And now Val, in the first 4 games, has a point, an assist against the Buffalo Sabres.
He just got the point.
Yeah. So the first 3 games, he went pointless.
Set up Cale Makar for an open net, to be fair. It was a very nice pass. It was a 2-on-1. He set Cale up for an open net.
It's fantastic. You want to see it.
I want to see more of it.
But there was a time, not long ago, that Val Nichushkin was arguably the Avs' best player on their way to a Stanley Cup. There was an argument that he should have been the Conn Smythe winner and not Cale Makar. And he doesn't make the top 110 players in the NHL. I don't want to pull the fire alarm or anything, Will, but man, this is something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, it definitely is, because he's been in the program 3 or 4 times now. He's served a 6-month suspension. He's gone away twice in the middle of critical playoff series.
Yeah.
And I think first and foremost, we're all glad that Val the human seems to be doing okay. I see him around the Avs all the time. He seems fine. And that's the biggest thing, because there were some dark stretches there with Valeri Nichushkin where you didn't know if this guy was ever going to play in the NHL again. And that's all fine and dandy, but now you need the production, especially because you're still trying to solve the 2-line center thing. And you let Nazem Kadri walk so you could sign Valeri Nichushkin. That has not aged well, especially because now you've paid Brock Nelson all this money. He also has 1 point through 4 games. He also didn't show up in the playoffs last year. How many different times have we said, well, they finally found the answer at 2-line center since Kadri left? 5? 6?
Yeah, literally.
And now, again, I'm not pressing the panic button, much like Zach on Nichushkin or Nelson, but the second line's been underwhelming, and clearly Nichushkin's lost some respect around the league. Because as Zach said, he can't even get in the top 110?
No,
That's nuts.
I brought this up, Will, to Zach and Drew earlier, and I know it's early, so somebody out there, you know how hockey guys are, they're probably like, look at Phil. Would you shake things up with the second line as of right now, just with how Gabe is playing right now in the sense of not getting the points? You have Val that's being quiet, Brock Nelson. Would you shake this up, or do you just kind of ride this, weather the storm, and move on?
Yeah, not yet, but I think it's a fair question to ask sooner rather than later. I don't think we can just a month from now say, well, they're still not producing, but they'll get there. But 4 games in, I'm not doing it yet, because I just don't know who would go up. Victor Olofsson's getting some time on power play 1. People are excited about Brindley, Drury, Colton, but your top 6 is your top 6.
Yeah.
Those are your best 6 forwards, wingers, centers. You got to keep it as is. They got to get rolling. They got to get going. You look at how the Avs' point distribution is through 4 games. It's a lot of McKinnon, Makar, Lehkonen, and Natchez, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I was going to say super, super top heavy, which is what the Avs were trying to get away from in the Mikko trade, create more depth, and it seems like, and again, so early, but we're reacting to the games. They started to play the games. So that's where we're at. Another chapter to this story will be written tomorrow night, right?
In Columbus, Gabe Landeskog did not practice today. There was about an hour of panic, and then Jared Bednar said he's just fine. He's playing tomorrow night against the Blue Jackets.
All right, and he's another guy that we're not really feeling so far to start the season. Slow start for Gabe, no points in 4 games. All right, eyes open for tomorrow night. That puck will drop at 5 o'clock here locally. All right, guys, thanks for rocking with us today. We say so long. Big thanks to Drew Spivak and Dante Gomez behind the glass. We step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Is the Broncos defense on the doorstep of a historic season?
You look at the landscape of the AFC right now, and I would go so far to say, or at least ask the question, if not declare, is the Denver Broncos defense the single best unit of any unit in the AFC?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour.